Turkey! Gobble gobble.
Hello, and welcome to the Saladcast on Saturday, the 25th of August, 2012. I'm your host, Dan Train. Joining me today, Robert Kemp.
Those really are some sweet dance moves.
And Zachary Burgess in the world of guilds and wars and shit.
Look at me slide off a ledge.
He's rolling down.
That's so stylish.
Oh, got back up. That was a stylish move.
Yep.
Oh my god, the
Rob's
phone's ringing.
phone's ringing.
Oh,
What
great.
the shit?
Perfect timing.
It's Guild Wars Tuesday.
It's Guild
Wait.
War 2.
It's not Guild Wars Tuesday, as I actually said then, which would have been much better. Although I guess it does technically come out on Tuesday, so
Are they going to
well
call
done
it
for them.
Guild Wars Tuesday? Or
I
two.
don't think so.
You're doing the exact same dance, and that leg like pushes you back up onto that platform every single time. So,
We should probably explain what's going on.
so what's going on? Zach is currently live streaming his playing of the just released, or is it? No,
Yeah,
pre-release.
3 days pre-release, if you've pre-ordered.
If you've
Or
pre-ordered.
pre-purchased, I mean. It's
Guild Wars
pre-purchase.
2.
Pre-purchase is 3 days before, and pre-order is 1 day before.
So this is the latest and greatest MMO, which with no paid subscription, just as the original Guild Wars.
Yep.
But I don't know, looks pretty good, I have to say, from what I've seen of it so far.
There's one dancing guy on top of it.
It's not a guy, it's a girl.
Oh, you only needed to see Slash dance, I'm sold.
Yes.
Leather
I'm gonna run
purple
away.
space pants of doom. Not space, sorry, fantasy pants.
Fantasy
pants.
pants.
I don't know. Sorry, wrong genre.
They're fantastical.
Look at my
Indeed.
fantastical fantasy pants.
Maybe they are practical, like I was saying.
Practical, fantastical.
Practically practical, fantastical purple pants. Actually, no, leather trousers aren't practical, are they? But I was thinking motorcycle stuff, for when you fall off. That's supposed to protect you, isn't it? Leathers, they call them, don't they?
Yeah.
Levers.
So maybe.
Oh man, I'm wearing my levers. Oh.
Is that what bikers sound like?
I don't know, it's just something about the phrase wearing my levers that's just...
You think it's
kinda-
weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird sounding.
Oh, on a train. As you can tell, this is like the land of different noises.
I'm wearing my cottons.
I'm wearing my goddamn regular clothes.
My cottons. My linens.
Hey girl, you want to come around? I'm wearing my polyesters.
Ew. No, I don't know.
That
Polyester,
does
yeah.
sound creepy.
Yeah. Well, PVC is the worst, I guess.
I'm gonna slip on my denims.
No, it's not PVC,
Denims.
it's lycra, that's what you're thinking of. That's clearly the worst.
I don't know.
I'm wearing my lycras.
Yeah, okay. That does sound creepy. Yeah. I take it there's no
What's
like
the plural of spandex? Would it be spandecies or...
Yes, fantasy.
Clearly.
Oh, that's brilliant, actually.
Hey girl, you want to wear my spandecies? Like, I'm wearing my spandecies.
Fantasies. Is that by analogy?
Fantasies.
Is that by analogy with index and indices? I see.
Yes,
Spandex
clearly.
is fantasies. Awesome.
My practical, fantastical fantasies.
So does this game have the usual sort of leather and then what, I don't know, plate and mail? Or...
Not really. It's like the light classes wear cloth, and then the medium classes wear leather, and then the heavy classes wear full armor.
Right, and you don't sort of upgrade through those. It's just like that all the way through. So you just get better leather.
Yeah.
Okay. Leather seems like really lame compared to, like, if you think practically about materials compared to full armor. It doesn't seem like it would offer that much protection.
It's pretty good
considering
against scrapes, but it's probably not that great against a full-on stab.
Well, considering it's like now you're in the age of guns in Guild Wars, it's like nothing's going to be any good for armor, you'd think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, what did people really wear in gun battles like Waterloo?
Well, there was
or
only a
whatever?
very short period when like armor was still a thing, but guns were coming in, wasn't there? They
Yeah.
did have like really heavy plate armor for that kind of stuff.
But then they just gave out, oh, cool, swimming.
Yes, I'm going to have some underwater fight here.
As
some
like
bloody crabs, which are
Whoa.
apparently invulnerable.
You can like shoot and everything underwater.
Yeah, you have special weapons and special skills.
Oh, really? So it's a whole element of the game.
So have we talked about this before? Do you have to breathe or anything? Or?
You get a rebreather, so no, basically. Why is this crab invulnerable? I can't hit it!
Man, this animation's really good.
Oh, what the shit is going on?
Apologies. The one time I have bad telephone scenarios, and it happens on both cocking lines.
Oh, the crabs are following me on the land! Fuck off, you crabs! Oh, I still can't hurt them.
Reminds me of Skyrim.
Oh, immune to damage can only be trapped. Okay, now that makes sense. You have to trap them using the crab traps.
What?
Is
Vulnerable crabs?
Is this mission area
Oh,
that
it's
I'm
the
in?
mission. Oh, okay.
Is to lure the crabs into the crab traps.
Man, this game looks great. Well, talk about it.
It's quite pretty, isn't it, more than anything else?
Yeah, let's try and actually talk about this rather than
Talk
just
about
saying
it,
what I'm
Zach.
doing.
Yeah, go on. What's going on?
Well...
How do you feel about it at the moment?
Hang on, there's a train. How I feel about it at the moment is like... well, I'm enthusiastic. I just want to play a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the servers have had problems, as you would expect, for like day one, everyone tried to log in.
Yeah, but I wonder if it really counts because of the way they've staggered it, because it's like
Well, I was thinking where it's just like, especially since it's pre-purchase and everything, and it's what you kind of always think about in this kind of situation is like, they must literally know exactly how many people they're going to be, because, they know how many people have bought it.
I guess on the pre-purchase days, yeah, they would know, because they'll have the sales figures.
You'd think that they'd actually be able to get servers that work correctly, but somehow in every... Oh god, I'm totally dying. In every friggin' guild, MMO ever, they never manage it.
Launch is always terrible. It's the rule.
They always bone it up. Oh, I'm going to die. Sorry, I'm getting really distracted already. Fish attacking me. Okay, that's dead.
This is also part of it. We should mention, we won't do this again if it turns out to be crap.
Well, we might do, even if it does turn out to be crap, just for hilarity's sake. But yeah. Guild Wars 2. I'm infused. I'm going to play way too much of it, clearly. And I'm going to have like 5 different characters. Awesome. It's convenient they give you 5 character slots because there's 5 races, so you can have one of each race.
So what race are you playing now? Human, is this?
Yes. Can you tell?
Well, I was wondering if it was some kind of, elf or some shit, because she's very blonde. Well,
is that an NPC standing next to you in the Disney dress?
Yes, it is.
What's with all the dresses?
Blue Disney dress.
Well, yeah, these people don't seem very, suitable for farm labour or whatever. So, don't mind me, I'm just wearing my extremely long skirt with, totally open chest.
And she got heels on as well?
I can't quite tell from here.
I
think they're flat.
They're not too ridiculously proportioned, though. They look fine. They don't look Japanese.
No, there's no boob slider.
Yeah.
Well, character creation. There's no... Well, there is... I was about to say there's no maximum face, but when you get to the face part, there is sliders, so there is still maximum face.
Awesome.
Boob slider, though? Really? Yeah.
You get to just choose a physique, it changes all of your body shape, basically.
Yeah.
And you have a massive, a realistically massive backpack for the amount of stuff that you probably have.
Yeah, but
I think that's just this class, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's the engineers.
Oh, right.
And also, not every engineer has that, because that was something in character creation you choose, your special piece of equipment.
And what have you got? Alright. What does that do? Give you more storage space and shit?
I don't know if it actually does anything. It doesn't affect your abilities as far as I know. Or maybe
it's just cosmetic, is it?
Well, I'm not sure what the backpack does, because the other ones you can get are goggles and a monocle goggle. Not really a monocle, but like a pirate. Here's the classic reference, like Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, I know. Yeah, of course.
That old one-eye goggle thing.
Yeah, sure.
Basically like that. And I think those might actually count armor for your head slot, because I don't actually have any head armor yet.
Right,
So I don't know what the backpack actually does for me. Oh wait, I can see. Currently equipped universal multi-tool backpack. Well, it doesn't say it has any stats, but it does have an upgrade slot, so in theory I can shove something into there to make it have a statistical bonus.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess it's just an accessory slot,
carrying
basically.
A broom?
No,
No, that's the end of that's the butt of the
right.
gun.
It just looked very broom-like for a second
Look
there.
like broom-like.
It's like I got this magical broom, right? It fires like a
Fires
gun.
fire, clearly.
Fire broom. A clean house.
So have you made a new character, or is this your beta character?
No, they wipe the characters at the end of the beta, so...
Oh, right, okay.
You
I
just
did
make one the same
this is
as what you
basically
did
exactly
before.
the same character, yeah. The same human character. Last beta and stress test, they wiped them since the previous one, so I remade some of the other races to go and mess with them.
Do each of the races have their own classes, or is it like there's an engineer in each race?
No, it's like the classes are non-race specific, so all the different races can be all the different classes.
So what are the classes then? Are they too long to list, or
there's only 8 of them, but I'm not sure I'll be able to remember them all. There's Warrior and Guardian, which are the 2 heavy classes.
Right, what's the difference then?
Guardians are sort of like Paladins, I guess. They're like heal.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, get it.
Then the 3 medium classes are Engineer, Thief, and Ranger.
Right.
So,
Thief and Ranger sound like light classes in other games, don't they? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Thieves normally wear like leather, don't they?
Right. Okay.
Other games, I guess. I would say.
You wearing your leather?
And then the light classes are Elementalist, Mesmer, and one more that I can't remember.
Okay, so they sound the most different, I guess. So what are they?
I don't remember what that last one was.
What?
Oh, Necromancer. That's it.
Right.
They're the like spellcasters, obviously.
Right, all 3.
Yeah.
So, what differences are there between those? What were they again?
Mesmer, Necromancer, and Elementalist. The Elementalist is like the actual like magic, where it's like fire and shit.
Yeah, okay.
And then Necromancer is obviously
Zombies.
death magic and like creating minions.
But what's that other weird one?
Mesmer's is like weird like mind control sort of stuff.
Ew.
Where they have this weird ability because each of the classes has like a class specific ability that's not like one of these skills. It's like the way they play is different. So in Engineer's case, you get these different tools that go in your ability slots, but they also create a secondary skill on your tool belt, which is on the F keys. So you get basically get double skills when you're an engineer. But then like Mesmer's, their special ability is when they do their normal standard attack, they create like clones of themselves.
Right.
That also attack, and then the longer they do it for, the more clones it creates, up to like 4 or whatever. So they act as distractions and that kind of thing, and then you can like destroy the clones to create error effect and that kind of stuff. So each class has its own little different way it plays that's not based on the actual skills that you use.
And you've got your turret ability as an engineer, among others.
Yes, I'm going for turrets because this is a sequel to this is clearly the ancient descendant, I mean, not ancient descendant, other direction, modern descendant of my other Guild Wars character, clearly, even though my previous Guild Wars character was a ritualist and created, like, spirits, which effectively worked as turrets.
Ah.
So now I'm a guy who actually makes turrets.
So how are the, like,
capture these crabs? Oh, there we go.
How are the kind of story hooks from the start? You know, how does it start? You know, does it draw you in quite quickly with the world and stuff?
It has like a tutorial. It starts in a sort of a tutorial zone, which is sort of a copy of the actual world, but with a different sort of, you know, in the human one, it's like it's all rainy and stormy and shit, and the town is under attack, and then you defeat a bunch of centaurs. And then a giant earth elemental appears and blows up, and then you get knocked unconscious, and then like 3 days later you wake up and you're in normal world and you've joined the actual server.
Right, okay. So that works quite well then.
That's basically how all the tutorials are effectively. It's like a tutorial of doing some normal fights, then a big boss thing, then you get put into the actual server.
Right, and it also serves to set up the actual story as well as tutorializing.
Not actually that much, because you have this thing, your personal story, which is like the overarching story. Right. But certainly at the start of the game, it's like literally your personal story. You're not really getting much hint of the fact that you're going to go and like defeat these giant world-destroying dragons or whatever at some point.
Right. Okay. So it's just
more
about
like
you.
I'm going to like first of all, I'm going to recover, and then I'm going to assist some locals in cleaning up after the centaur attacks, and then my friend is going to get injured in a bar fight, so I have to go and get medicine for him and stuff like that.
Right, so it's all very personal.
Yeah, and then eventually it will expand out into the world as you discover, like, secrets. And I mean, at the start of the human campaign, it's like you're discovering that certain military authorities are, like, letting prisoners out of prison early because they want to discredit these other guys or whatever. So, you know, that will lead eventually to giant dragons.
So you get a kind of variant of the classic RPG. You start in a nice village, and then
you
learn some stuff, and then it gets attacked, and then you get pissed off. And
yeah, but you're not herding goats.
Well, you could be. I herded some small moa bird things at some point.
Oh, can you get, like, goat in?
No, you don't get a giant bit of text on the middle of the screen that says goat in, or...
Oh, disappointing. Goat in, my son. Goat in.
That was a classic.
I did always love that. It's possibly my favourite takeaway from Twilight Princess.
It's like literally the first thing that happens in the game.
Yeah, fuck the rest of it. It's just like goat in. That's the funniest bit.
Do you think goat in was put in because Shine Get got taken out?
Possibly. Unless that was just like they were lazy and didn't translate it properly that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone knows Shine Get is awesome, and then they just changed it to Shine. Yeah. So
and that was bad. That wasn't even like, that wasn't making it a proper translation. That was just like, here is a word.
We haven't got the graphic to replace this. We'll just take that bit out.
Yeah, I guess. That was the extremely lazy option. They just like removed the extra bit of word. But it would be a font though.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, maybe not.
I'm not sure there's much else in the rest of the game that's...
It's not just the Mario font, though,
crazy.
is it? I was trying to remember whether it is like the default Mario font that they've used for...
Well, no, it had a bit of texture and colour to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, sort of like that was kind of game specific, how they presented Sunshine. But it wasn't a bad game.
Despite what everyone says.
It's a bit disappointing compared to 64. It was fine.
Why is this being invulnerable? Oh wait, it's decided to stop being invulnerable suddenly.
Is that how the server lags or something? It just says, right, while I'm lagging out, everything's invulnerable.
Yeah, I guess it might have been. Hopefully we won't disconnect at any point.
Well, at least it's running.
Yeah.
Which is more than we can say for about an hour ago.
Yeah, it was basically not working almost up to the point that we started this recording. It was very conveniently timed.
I think that's a really good plan of theirs, actually, to sort of do all of this before the masses are allowed in. If you know what I mean. Like, the pre-purchasers, I suppose, are the masses, but these are the guys that are really important. They can get all the servers up to speed, figure out how they handle under these conditions, and then if they need to, really boost it for, Tuesday? For Guild Wars Tuesday? And then hopefully they'll avoid the Diablo problem.
Hopefully. I mean, it did seem more like the problems they were having were less to do with load and more to do with something they found that had gone wrong. Because all the servers went down at the same time, which was, including like the American ones, which are basically totally separate from the EU ones. So that kind of suggested that
they
it was
got some
more
kind
like
of load issue. It
wasn't a load issue. It was more like something that they'd found wrong and needed to shut everything down to fix.
Oh, okay.
I suspect.
Maybe. The fact that it went wrong on all of the servers at the same time maybe suggests that, but it could just be that all of them were loaded.
Well, I don't know. It did. Surely they would have had more capacity because there's going to be a whole lot more people joining at some point. You'd think they would have had loads of extra capacity, relatively speaking. Maybe not.
Or maybe they leave half of it, like a little bit of it turned off while they're doing these, in case they want to run updates on those.
Well,
and stuff like that.
Maybe, but I would have thought they would have turned them all on because of the way that now that the servers are separate, like servers, you have to choose a server that you're going to be on, and then you have to get your friends to be on that server, and if it's full, then no one else can join it, and you have to wait, and there's going to be a grace period of like 7 days or whatever before they make that a paid service to change servers, so get your shit together. Then if they didn't have all the servers on at the start, that probably would have screwed up a load of people.
So are they going to... I forgot what I was going to say now. Balls!
Are they going to something?
Yeah, they're going to do something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they are. I agree.
Is this quest right that you're doing right now? This crab catching thing?
Yeah.
So, this is one of those things. So it looks very pretty, but at the heart of it, this is like kill 10 rats.
Yeah, this is
in crab catching form.
Kind of. I don't know. It's got that underwater. Like, it's a bit more interesting than kill 10 rats. But
well, wait until you get to this next mission that I'm going to now. Help Beetleton maintain its prosperous reputation by killing vermin, cleaning graffiti, and helping the carnival.
Oh God!
Kill 10 rats.
Kill 10 rats.
If I can find any rats, that's a cat. Don't want to shoot that.
Rats with fetid carapaces.
There's wasps' nests. I can stamp on them. Well, dramatically stamp on them.
Stamp on it. Yeah, with a backflip and everything.
That was fairly unnecessary.
And the wasps didn't attack you?
Well, there's another mission where there's wasp nests and you stamp on them and a giant wasp comes out and fucks you up. So, I guess not in this case.
So how far away from your previous stream that you put up are you, where you got murdered repeatedly in the swamp?
That's like, if I go to the map, I'm over here, and that was down here. Like, over here.
So not very far, but you might need to level up quite a bit.
It's basically in the next zone. This first zone is levels 1 to 17, the second zone is 15 to 25, so I'm only, 13 or 14? 13.
Oh, okay, so you're not far off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't get that far in a beta. Now I'm going to do a Vista. Windows Vista.
I can't remember the Assassin's Creed music. What was it? It's like...
Yeah.
That's
This does have music for Vistas as well, a stupid tune along those lines, but I don't think you can hear it. I've got the volume turned down. Suddenly, Mexicans.
Vista!
I'm going to go and pick some lettuce. This is just the most entertaining part of town. Cleaning up graffiti, picking lettuce.
Is that what helping the carnival bit of that was it? Like
lettuce?
No, lettuce is one of the resources for the cooking, crafting tree.
Yeah. So you're basically thieving lettuce.
Yeah, basically. Don't mind, you're helping them elsewhere. Take some free lettuce. And I mean, look at this. There's just lettuce growing in the middle of this cow field. I mean, what the fuck? Whatever these other plants are. Pumpkins, presumably, I guess.
When you're thieving the lettuces as you are right now, like, not obviously they disappear from your view, the ones you're picking up, but like this other guy that's playing around, obviously for him the lettuces are still there?
Yeah, that's how the resource harvesting nodes work in this game. It's like, it's individual to you, so you can't steal other people's resources. It's just everyone gets a copy of those resources.
Okay. I suppose it is kind of fairer, but it's like in a sort of, it's another way that this probably steps back from actually being a proper MMO, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, there will be things in the world that are specific to you.
But it's like, is that actually a good thing in where it isn't like that, where you like camp the spawn or whatever? That's always a big problem with, like, World of Warcraft and stuff, where it's like, we're camping the spawn for this elite, so the second he appears, we'll be there to kill him.
Depends, really.
And then he won't spawn for another hour or something.
Like, I wonder if, if later on in the game, whether, the areas become a bit higher level and stuff, where they then change that. So it's like, well, it's like, now you're in open territory, this is how shit goes down. You gotta fend for yourself, bitches.
Maybe. I don't know. They could do. See, look, there's a herb patch going in the middle of this field of corn.
I was about
to say, it's a nice looking field. So what kind of specs are you got? Is this all everything on max?
I think this is everything on high. There's a couple of things that turn up to ultra, but I think this is mostly on maximum.
Now your system's more powerful than mine because you have a bigger graphics card, and it's like, so how are we talking here in terms of performance?
According to the FPS counter on the graphics option screen, 20 frames per second. Although that is including the stress on my system from recording. I guess.
True, but yeah. So fairly high requirements then.
Yeah, I would
for
say
an MMO.
Well, I mean, this is like a brand new game, so I guess it's like, when was the last time there was an MMO that had really any requirements?
Old Republic.
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah, probably.
This is like the only contemporary thing.
Terra,
but even that
I guess, was fairly pretty.
I'd say this looks better than the Old Republic, but then the Old Republic is heavily stylized.
Yeah.
In a way that...
I mean, this has a style as well, obviously, but sort of...
Yeah, but it's not like...
They've gone the other way, haven't they? Because, like, I suppose Guild Wars 1 was very... I don't know, it followed pretty much every fantasy look, if you know what I mean. It wasn't very stand out in its design.
Well, Guild Wars 1 was sort of brown.
Well,
it was like
a lot of portion of the game was
time.
Brown, yeah.
Whereas this actually has quite a lot of fertile shit.
Looks a bit Fable-ish almost, but with a
that
Japanese
paisley
bent.
kind of style, I guess. And the way shit fades in from the background, where it that way the detail blurs at distance makes it look that kind of way as well, where stuff starts to look like it's painted in the distance.
Yeah. It's cool.
It's a neat style. I mean, this makes it stand out more than the first one did. I mean, graphically, it's stylistically, it does feel kind of unique. If you know what I mean, it doesn't look quite so bland as World of Warcraft does.
Yeah,
but that's probably because
different.
of its engine limitations now more than style.
And because it's ubiquitous. I mean, it's been around forever, and people are just so used to it now.
It does sort of look a bit like how. Well, no, it doesn't really. I was about to say, it's got the same sort of, like, colour palette that Final Fantasy does, in a way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But then you look at the objects in the world, and they're not quite the way that they would normally do that.
It's cool. I'm impressed so far.
Yeah, definitely. And Zach hasn't really shown us any, or at least on the stream that no one's watching, that currently...
We'll watch it eventually, apparently.
Yeah.
In theory.
That the combat is much more mobile and much more fast paced and stuff like that, as we saw before we went on air with the crazy horse.
To fight where I can run around in circles.
Go find some big ass battles. And
the trouble is, I'm waiting for the swamp thing to come, but it's not. Oh wait, earn a skill point in the swamp. I'll go and see what that is, if that's an actual fight. Because normally skill point battles are slightly tougher.
So when you say earn a skill point, is this one of these random events that occur?
No, like the skill point ones are a set location on the map.
Oh, it's gone brown.
Yeah, we've gone into a swamp. Swamps are brown, clearly. The skill point ones are a specific location, and when it's like a challenge fight or whatever, normally against a higher level enemy, or sometimes it's just an environmental thing. But when you do those, that's how you get extra skill points for unlocking your actual skill trees. Because I've only got one skill point at the moment, and all the ones on my current part of the tree are 3 skill points each. Although I could unlock one of the other level 1 ones for only 1. That was a lot of ones.
My level 1 one's for only 1.
Well, this looked like it might just be an environmental one, though. Oh no, wait, that's not even the skill challenge. That's just a random, nice-looking bit of scenery. Let's go over here. Look at the shiny thing. Oh, it's the Temple of Ages. This is from Guild Wars 1. Only obviously it's a giant ruin now.
It's totally fucked up.
There's a ghost. Hello, tortured spirit. Gonna stand here. Oh, it's an underwater skill challenge. Oh, it's just the Temple of Ages underwater place. Let's go and get this skill point. Commune.
Whereas you literally just go to it and go, can I have it, please?
Well, there's a thing attacking me in the face.
Oh, it's a big old spiky crocodile fucker. Oh, it's owning your ass. I suggest you get out of there.
It's a veteran one as well. Oh, and it's invulnerable. Fucking lag again.
Get out. Get out of there.
I'm good.
Anyway.
I'll just swim round it. Circle strafing for the win.
So how does the event stuff actually work, then, in practice? Like, I'm not sure we really talked about that fully on the cast before, like how the random event shit actually plays out. Because some people have had like a few concerns about Guild Wars as an MMO now.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like, because it seems to be breaking out a lot into as you say, into the personal stories and into the soloing way of play.
With just everyone being in the world all the time, you just naturally group up whenever there's anything, big. So, and you don't really notice it, but it scales really subtly, where you don't even see it happen, but obviously when you're fighting as the same enemy with a lot of dudes, it's just tougher.
Oh, I see.
So it's like got area leveling, basically. Oh, he's down.
Basically.
And how does this fight to survive thing work? Because I'm just, like, you go down, and in these mysterious icons, one of which seems to have just a hand on it, and one of them
you've got your shitty attack is number 1, you've got a special ability, which in my case is grapple an enemy towards you on 2, and then 3 is your slightly more powerful special ability, and then 4 is the call out for help ability that also heals you, so you can just get up by yourself if no one comes and helps you.
Okay.
Which I did, while it was busy attacking my turrets.
But that takes time? Or...
Yeah, it, like, recharges your health over time while you're down, and if anything attacks you, it interrupts that, obviously, and stops you from healing.
Oh, right, so if you heal enough while down...
Yeah, you just get back up.
Then you can get up, okay.
I think I'm going to win, it's distracted by my turrets. This is why turrets work really well on solo. Because while it's busy attacking my stupid turrets, I can just shoot it in the mouth. Oh shit, all my turrets.
Because there's no such thing as henchmen now, are they?
No, it's either you by yourself or just you with some players.
What happened to the pet stuff? Wasn't that in Guild Wars?
Well, that's the Ranger's special ability, is to have pets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
You could have pointless pets, couldn't you, just in the town
yeah, you can have mini pets that, like, follow you around.
Right, yeah, pointless pets,
look fancy.
Okay. So, this is a really dumb question for a game called Guild Wars, but I take it has guilds.
Yeah.
And how do they work and stuff compared to...
Well, they actually changed that slightly from Guild Wars 1, where now you can be in as many guilds as you want, for a start.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so you don't have to pick one.
Yeah, but you do have to pick one to represent, which is basically the guild that you're representing gets the influence points from you doing stuff, basically.
Okay.
And then the influence points go into this guild bank where you basically buy guild upgrades from the influence that you've accrued from all your people in the guild doing things.
So what's the advantage of being in multiple guilds then? Why not just be in one guild that you represent then?
Well, so you can... It's like maybe if you want to play with some dude sometimes or some another, and you can actually benefit multiple people. It's like if no one from one guild is on playing where you are or whatever, you can go and represent another guild and benefit them. Because the more people from the guild that are together doing things, the more influence you get.
I mean, right, the guild you're in don't appreciate the fact that you're wearing your leathers.
You mean representing another guild by wearing your leathers?
we don't like your leathers around here. We prefer spandeces.
I don't know how that's actually going to play out, because they haven't... There's not really guild versus guild fights yet.
Right.
There's no guild wars, as such.
Right, so the world versus world thing only, doesn't expand.
Yeah, the world versus world thing is just the whole server versus 2 other whole servers, because it's a three-way fight.
Right.
You can see that's somewhere they may expand into later on.
Yeah, I mean, the things like guild halls are supposed to be turning up at some point. This thing is way too big for me to fight. I'm just going to run in a circle. Whoa. Here we go.
I'm trying to work out what that thing looks like. Is it some kind of shining armoured panda bear?
It's a shadow beast of some kind with ram's horns. It's like a demon. I could do this forever and just win.
It does seem to be working. Epic circle strafe battle.
Oh shit, I took damage. Run away!
Oh man, you took a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's only going to take like 2 hits to kill me. I think that I'm in a bit of a high-leveled area compared to what my character level is.
I like the fact that you get the red rim when you
the blood screen.
Yeah, I know what it means, because it was always kind of tricky, I found, in last Guild Wars to actually just sort of suddenly notice when you're actually, dying. Because you could quite often go from, I'm fine, to, I'm really in a lot of trouble, and I totally didn't notice.
Well, I mean, you can still go like that in, fast in this game.
Yeah,
there's still the chance of you're not going to notice
there's a bit more of a big old indicator on you having a look at a tiny little red bar somewhere.
Or you could listen to your guy say, I'm hella hurt, or whatever they say.
Yeah, I did that. In the video you posted where you die a lot in the swamp, your character did sort of occasionally say things as like, I am critically injured. And says it so casually as well. It's like you've been pretty fucked up by this giant troll thing, and it's like, I think I may be hurt.
Yes, it's like, I'm not going to make it.
I'm not going to make it. Oh no.
Ooh,
someone better take over my sweet levers.
I bet that iron is in this cave. Oh, wait, is this a cave? I can't even tell.
Things are very shiny. It's got to be said. Like, rock is shiny.
Yeah, shiny rock.
It's like covered in, like, ridiculous... Do they have a snail problem? and they're all the rocks
rock can be kind of shiny.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. They have to be kind of moist.
Well, this is on the edge of swamp.
A little bit damp.
I guess it's not raining.
No.
I'm not sure if weather is dynamic. I mean, there's a day-night cycle, so it will be dark.
Yeah, we've seen that in the stream already while you were hanging about in town.
Oh, my inventory's full.
So, what is the actual mission structure then? Because, Guild Wars had instanced missions, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which was the bulk of what you're supposed to be doing to progress.
Yeah, it's like, I think the bulk of this now is just mostly the world event stuff, because you've got your personal story, and you can invite other people into your personal story.
So do they act as, instance, special events for just you and the party?
The personal story stuff is instance. It goes into its own version of the world. And there are, the really hard dungeons at instance as well. So there's only, 5 of those or something. That is a fucking gigantic goat. Oh, it's a sheep. A fucking gigantic sheep.
That is a massive fucking sheep goat thing.
It's a veteran longhorn sheep.
Fortunately, I kind of like the fact that they seem to have giant animals around that aren't angry.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? It's that makes a bit more sense. There's wildlife that just doesn't immediately aggro on you. Not everything wants to murder your face.
Well, and it also makes sense that even domestic animals can be veteran-sized.
Yeah. And you can still attack it and make it angry.
Yeah, I'll just fight this thing up. See if I can survive.
Have they... I don't know. There's another thing that I think they haven't really done in MMO land. I mean, what if you want to fight an animal or hunt it or something? They don't really run away, do they? They aggro.
Well,
things are always aggro.
They run away.
Really?
Well,
in this,
certain enemies will retreat once they get to low health and try and heal or whatever. Yeah,
I know, but they never sort of there's no sort of animals that when you just sort of casually shoot at them, they go holy fuck and just try and escape. If you shoot into some swarm of pansy swallows or something, that the swallows fly away, not try and attack you.
Oh yeah, but there is the really small animals like this rabbit right here, where if I shoot it just dies.
A bunny. Yeah, but that just dies. It's just
that's the point. You're doing so much damage. There's animals that are that small don't get a chance to run away.
Yeah, but there should be animals that are just scared of you when you get close. That kind of stuff.
I guess. I just the fact that I can stand directly next to a rabbit and it doesn't seem to give a shit.
And the bunny's just sup. That's a fuck off gun you have.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I guess wildlife is still
turns
weird.
around and is my. It appears my end is at hand.
Puts on some shades and
deal with it.
Oh dear.
So anyway, are we sort of done talking about this? I'm going to continue playing it, obviously, but
yeah. Keep
is there any other questions you want to think of at the moment?
What else have you been playing? How about that?
Oh yeah, I guess
get distracted. Well, what should we do? The news.
Well,
Other Guild Wars coming out. What's the news?
What's the news?
News!
Psygnosis closes down.
Yeah, I know. Holy fucking shit, that's terrible.
I know, it's terrible. Studio Liverpool, the makers of Wipeout, been shut down by Sony.
Bugger all else, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wonder why they
Derby, obviously.
Yeah. They made Lemmings back in the day, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose they did.
And actually, I think they had a game at one point that was actually called Psygnosis that was a shoot-'em-up involving an owl.
That explains a lot, really.
Yeah.
So...
well, it's a bit of a shit. I don't know why Sony thought they had to close this.
I don't know why Sony bought them in the first place.
Well, it makes sense at the time.
To make Wipeout only for them, I guess.
Well, yeah, that'd be why.
Well, yeah, and I don't think... well, they kind of already did, in fairness, apart from the sequel where they made a PC version.
Yeah.
And it's
and there was the bad Wipeout 64, wasn't there?
Yeah, which wasn't very good, but it was still
Wipeout.
Bad. It was still Wipeout, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I don't understand why they didn't, they used them to, push their mobile platforms like the PSP and the PS Vita, and they never made... I mean, they made Fury and stuff, but it wasn't a full-blown PS3 game. That could have been super successful.
It's Wipeout Pure and Wipeout Pulse were fairly well-received games, and I think Pure actually sold really well for itself, being, well, with the exception of Lumines being the launch game.
I really like Pure a lot.
Pure is really good. It's fun. It feels weird now because I've got so used to the pulse handling, and which is the same handling they used in Wipeout HD. But, and Wipeout HD is a phenomenal game. It's properly good, really good as far as racers go. It's hard to fault.
Here's something I don't think I can take on my own.
What the fuck is that? That's huge.
It is only level 10.
Is it like a really big goat? Like a really, really big goat?
It's one of those tree thingamajiggles. Oak hearts.
Awesome.
How much damage do I do?
Pretty nice.
I'm not even denting its health bar. This could be a short fight.
I'd run away.
There's one other guy here with me. Maybe we can do it.
Very fast. I think he's run away. You're on your own.
Ow. Oh shit. No, he's there. He's totally here.
Oh yeah.
We're not even denting its health bar, so I don't think this is going to go well. I'm going to run away now. Anyway, continue with what you're saying.
Yeah, no more Wipeout.
I'm pretty sad about that. In fairness, because I thought Wipeout HD did well for itself as well financially.
Yeah, but it's relative, isn't it? Because it's just a downloadable title. Like, it would have made much more if it had been a big release.
Well, they did eventually release it and Fury together as a retail release.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can buy a disc with both HD and Fury on it.
Right, yeah.
One game with all its expansions. It seems like a wise idea. I know people that have bought that.
Cool.
So it can't. I don't think it did badly, but which begs the question: like, has the Vita gone so very bad that it's shuttered Liverpool for no fault of its own? If you know what I mean.
Well, who knows? I mean, it seems weird because there's a lot of talent there that they could have deployed on on whatever they wanted. Really, does seem a bit strange.
Well, they probably couldn't deploy on whatever they wanted. Sony probably said, "You're making this."
yeah.
You're making more Wipeout bitches.
Well, that's what I mean. Like Sony, I'm saying Sony could have said, "You're making whatever they like," couldn't they? And they would have had to do it.
Yeah.
So it seems a bit odd to just.
Well, yeah, and they haven't really said whether or not it's going to be whether it's been a total shuttering or if they're going to restructure the talent, move them into other studios. But I don't think Sony really have much other studios in this country that they like.
Well, there's one in Cambridge, isn't there, that does Vita games? Like, didn't they make Little Big Planet? It's Sony's.
Oh, Media Molecule. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I forget they're UK based. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll restructure them into that, but then that's you're expecting to move people from Liverpool to Cambridge.
Yeah, sure.
I
suppose it happens, but.
Yeah,
it's like you can keep your job if you move.
Yeah, that's not good.
To a much better town.
To a much improved location.
I've never been to Liverpool.
Apparently, it's not supposed to be that nice, I don't think.
Well, I don't know. Gnome thinks otherwise. She's been there a few times and actually says, it's a pretty nice place.
Really? I heard Manchester was a lot nicer.
I guess it's the city of culture for a reason.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless they just wanted to say, well, I don't know, maybe these Northerners need a chance.
Generic podcast racism. As much as Northerner is a race.
No.
I wish you could
I think that was the racism.
The Guild Wars class list comes up and it's just
Northerner.
Mesmer, Northerner.
Well, that's basically how it is in Game of Thrones, isn't it?
Well, they have Norns, which are like the huge dudes from the Icelands in the north.
Well, there you go.
Northerners.
That's what people from Liverpool look like, obviously.
Yeah, huge and icy. And they could shapeshift into like wolves and shit, obviously.
Exactly. How else would they design Wipeout? I mean,
that's how they go through the winter months with only a t-shirt.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense, obviously.
They've got some kind of lizard blood.
Now we're talking about something different.
Yeah, I don't know. Transmuted into something.
Dudes.
So yes, that's that news. Any other news? There's the OnLive debacle where they shut it down and then restarted it.
This could be really interesting because I've been reading into this one a little bit, and there's been supposedly some of the employees have been posting on the comment threads of various places, like Games Radar's one, for instance, had a post from supposedly an ex-OnLive employee, and the rumor is through this that Microsoft are the third party that are involved in taking it over.
No, but haven't they revealed who it is now? I don't think it was Microsoft.
Have they? I don't know.
Yeah, it was some angel investor dude. I can't remember.
No, not that interesting.
It wasn't Microsoft, unfortunately.
Well, damn, because I don't know, Microsoft makes so much sense, though, is the thing.
Well, wasn't the other, game streaming service getting taken over by Sony?
Yeah, Gaikai's been taken over by Sony.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Similar,
well, yeah.
Not quite the same.
But it's they wouldn't even have to rebrand it very much if Microsoft took over. I mean, it's already got Live on the title. It's already got the black and orange from the original Xbox.
So it's Lauder Partners affiliate.
Lordy.
So that means nothing to us.
No.
Are they
Tech investor Gary Lauder. I don't know who he is.
Sorry.
Oh, so
yeah,
Lauder. After a dude.
Maybe Lauder. I don't know how the Americans say.
Is he louding?
Is he louding us good?
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there's a TED talk of him talking about traffic signs. I wonder if it's the same guy. Oh no, it is. It is the same guy. Awesome, I'm going to have to watch that later. Clearly, it's like a 4-minute talk about traffic signs from this obviously rich, tech investor dude. Brilliant.
I'm sure he'll take care of an online gaming service, perfectly well.
50% of traffic accidents happen at intersections. Gary Lauder shares a brilliant and cheap idea for helping drivers move along smoothly. A new traffic sign that combines the properties of stop and yield. And asks drivers to be polite. Genius.
It sounds like a giant sign where with the text on just lights up and says, "Stop, you fucker!"
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I wonder if it streams games from video from people playing online games, and then just has the remember, don't be a dick.
It just streams people playing Grand Theft Auto 5 all the time. Don't do this.
Don't do this.
That would be awesome.
Oh man, yeah, that's news. Have you seen the screenshots? I mean, it's the only game that I think I can think of where you would actually be excited by, well, I would, by screenshots.
Well, you were excited by that naff-ass trailer, so...
I have to say, it does look...
That was a great trailer.
The screenshots look super pretty, it has to be said. But I don't care. It's GTA.
Man,
that is still
awesome.
Rob's default opinion.
It's I will keep my appreciative stance of GTA, but that doesn't mean I want to play it. I gave GTA 4 a go, and it still had the same problems that I have with every other GTA game, so it's nah.
Well, at least you didn't buy it, so I mean...
That's true. I mean,
maybe you'll get to play, GTA 5 through some method of not buying it and discover that you like that one.
Probably. Well, Saints Row is filling my open-world gangster niche.
That's not news. We're not there yet.
No, but that's why, that's why I don't need GTA.
I can't wait for GTA 5.
It's not like you were playing Saints Row when GTA 4 was out.
No, that's true. But I have fulfillment now.
It's looking more and more like San Andreas 2, though. Everything about it, the wilderness and the planes and jet fighters and shit. No, it's cool. But I mean, it's quite funny, really. They're just kind of doing all the awesome stuff they did before, but with the next gen. Well, not next gen anymore. Current gen.
I have to say, I didn't play it firsthand, but I was in the room with someone playing GTA 4 on PS3 recently as we were trying to abuse the swing set of Doom, as it's called.
Oh, yeah.
All right, where is that?
You went to the swing set of Doom.
I don't know what the place names are called, but it's in the ghetto area.
It's you go...
there's a little park there, and you just try and wedge a car in the swing sets, and the swing sets go fucking mental. They start they're possessed or something. They start just going, tong, tong, start jiggling, and smoke starts kicking up. And then eventually they fling your car fucking halfway across the city.
Awesome.
It's pretty funny.
So the physics are just busted on this particular set. Swings.
I know where it is more or less.
It's like the swings try and go back to their original position, after when you crash into them, but they can't because your car's in the way, and then it starts to fuck up real bad.
It's like they're badly positioned in the environment, but they don't know that they are until you act on them with physics, and then they're like, "Oh shit, I'm clipping through the terrain," and then they just freak out.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
So definitely looking forward to GTA 5. They know how to build up hype.
Yeah.
Clearly.
So the Summer of Arcade is over. That's
all right. Okay.
But actually, the last game in that I'm quite interested by. Dust and Elysian Tale.
Oh, that got really good reviews, didn't it?
Dust 514. Yeah, it's got really pretty good reviews, and I think it looks really cool. Actually, I quite like the graphic style. Looks incredible. Like how they apparently it's been animated entirely by one guy.
Yeah, apparently.
Really,
which is like that's super impressive. I don't know. It looks fun. It looks fun. And, you know, it might
that ridiculous, like, juggling combo fight mechanic does look pretty ridiculous and awesome.
And because I'm trying to remember what the names are, but there's been a couple of Wii games that kind of have that same sort of style where they're like side-scrolling combat things. I'm desperately trying to remember what the name of them are. They're quite famous. Like, it's not Onimusha, no, that's...
right.
But yeah, they're a big deal, and they also got critical reception on the Wii, and it's like, oh, finally we have a game that's like that on a proper console.
You don't have to plug in your Wii.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I'm intrigued. That looks good. What else have I been reading?
Speaking of Dust, the CS:GO is out.
There's another game with Dust in it.
Do you see what I did there?
Yeah.
It's out?
Yeah, I think so.
It came out like 2 days ago or something.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
and
is that
like,
still the free-to-play model that they were talking about?
It's like £12, I think, isn't it?
Oh, right.
I don't know if it... I think it does still have some kind of free-to-play stuff, or I'm not sure, because I think that £12 thing might actually just be like a paid version, like they're doing for Dota 2. It's just like a paid version of it where you get a load of stuff.
Oh, right, I see. Like you get a load
I'm not actually sure about CS.
Are you sure?
But I know that's the case with Dota.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for, but it's quite cheap, obviously, £12. I think it's even like £15 or something on console, like you can get a disc.
Well, I'm sure they say at some point about CSGO that they were basically putting in hats. Like they were going to have microtransaction shit like TF2, where you can just buy hats and stupid shit for your dudes. I might just imagining that.
Dan is correct. There is a £12 starting fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is
and I don't think there's any hats. I heard people were pissed off because by default anyway, there aren't sprays, so you can't like distract people.
With you have to buy sprays or something.
No, I don't think so. It's
like
just not
crouching
doesn't
terrorists feed onto the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sprays are always kind of dumb, really. But
yeah, they were dumb. But people are like, it's not Counter-Strike, where's the sprays?
Like the best ones in TF2 are the invisible spy ones, where it's a distance triggered GIF because of the LOD. So as you get closer, a spy appears.
Oh yeah.
Like he's uncloaking.
Yeah, that's clever.
Of course, there have been examples of people abusing that, where it looks innocent from afar, and then you get close, and it's just a giant dong.
Yeah, it's the opposite of that, where it's like it looks like a dude when you're far away, but as you get close, it changes into a dick.
You're like, oh, fuck it out.
Yeah, so not so much of that in the new Counter-Strike, but I don't know, it looks like exactly like Counter-Strike. It does look a bit better, it doesn't look as good as...
You'd hope.
Like, I don't really understand the point, because, like, I mean, it looks cool.
Step up, but it looks like the same game to me, I don't know.
Well, it is the same game, I think. I mean, they've added, like, a couple... I mean, basically, they've put in matchmaking in the PC version, as well as the server browser, and apparently it's, like, pretty decent, so you can actually get into a game nicely. And it's got, like, some streamlined modes, and they put in, like...
But is it skill-based matchmaking?
Oh.
I think it does have that stuff, yeah.
Ah.
And they put in, gun game, and then that was originally like a Counter-Strike mod, I think, and then they ripped it off for Black Ops, or whatever, the one where you get a new gun every time. Well, they put that in, and they've called it Arms Race, and it's like insta respawn, which is completely different to all rest of Counter-Strike, but kind of cool for getting familiar with.
No respawn in regular Counter-Strike.
Yeah, exactly. And so there's a couple of nice game modes which are just like better for business and stuff. So that's kind of cool.
I guess people still play Counter-Strike then.
Yeah, but there's no new maps really. Well, there are, but they're for those new game modes. There aren't any new like DE maps or
it's just like CTT games. There aren't really.
And they have made some changes. Like they put an extra staircase into Dust or something. But apparently, it's quite a good idea. Yeah.
They do have skill-based matchmaking in it, don't they? Because if I remember rightly, they said you can play. Then it was a big story, but Valve said like they didn't care if you were playing with a controller or with PC controls, and that skill-based matchmaking would naturally filter that out. Whereas like people with controllers would be at this skill level because they couldn't compete with the other dudes, and it would just automatically.
So you'd have a theoretical maximum, like, but if you play on controller, I guess.
Or if you were super awesome with controller, maybe you could compete with the PC players.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? If you can, then.
Yeah, that's why that's why there would be skill-based matchmaking in it. I think that's what the story was.
That makes sense.
And apparently the bots have been improved, and they're so good that they use them by default to like fill out extra slots in multiplayer games, and nobody seems to mind.
I'm sure people mind.
Yeah.
There's always someone who's going to mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's like the bots in TF servers. They're just
not the bots though.
Not the bots.
News.
Man vs Machine.
Well, this is what you've been playing, isn't it?
Yeah, did we talk about that in news last time? I think we probably did.
Oh, did we? Yeah. I didn't think it dropped last time.
No, I don't mean we talked about playing it. I mean we talked about it existing.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I think we did, yeah.
I didn't know that it existed until... I don't remember knowing that it existed until I saw it's out. And I'm like, wait, what? What is this?
Yeah. What is this? Yeah, we played some of that, but also news, it came out.
Yeah, also news, it's out. Pinball-related news.
Oh yeah, that's the important news.
Well, no, that's not news. We'll get to that later, the big thing. But Farsight have launched a Kickstarter for the TNG table to come to Pinball Arcade.
Oh, cool! That's cool.
After the success that they had with getting the Twilight Zone stuff, and they've pooled the excess money that they made from that into getting the licensing for this one. So
I mean, that'll be hard, right? Because Paramount and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Well, apparently they have a price, and if they make that money, they can get it. So
cool. Well, they'll probably get it then,
like they did with Twilight Zone. So it's like if they raise the money, there will be a TNG table coming to Pinball Arcade, which will be awesome.
Oh, I have Kickstarter news as well. Have you heard about this Planetary Annihilation?
Yeah, no. Well, I've heard the name. I haven't looked into it. Everyone's ranting about it.
It's the dudes who... I think it's the Monday Night Combat developers.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, but they have a bunch of people on their team that worked on TA, basically, and they basically want to make a new TA game.
Right, awesome.
So they're kickstarting it because no publisher wants to fund an RTF.
Yeah,
but it looks awesome because it's like it looks like TA, like it's kind of cartoonized, so that in a weird way, well, in a cool looking way, so that it looks more like TA than Supreme Commander. Yeah, but it's like it's on Super Mario Galaxy style. It's on sort of spherical mini planets, and then you can you can launch between the planets with like proper orbits and stuff. And like the trailer even shows building massive engines onto an asteroid, and then blasting them in the right way that it smashes into the enemy base on the other planet. Hence, Planetary Annihilation.
That could be
funny.
cool.
So yeah, and it has all the stupid nano lathes and shit. It basically looks like TA. And it's even got the dude that did the voiceover narration for TA.
Oh man,
yeah.
Like, can you even remember what that dude really sounded like?
I know, but it sounds exactly the same. And you've got footage. If you go to the Kickstarter video, there's a lot of him like in the sound booth, like being awesome. It's really funny. So yeah, that actually looks awesome, basically. And they have a bunch of like, I haven't been on there, but they have like I don't know, this seems to be a Kickstarter thing, but once you reach your goal, you can have like additional goals unlocked or whatever if you give us even more money.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you reach the second goal, we will give you all water planets with just navies and shit and stuff like that. So they'll probably reach it knowing Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's a risky I can see why the publishers aren't get too, because RTS doesn't sell anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Company of Heroes 2 looks pretty good. That will sell, I expect.
Perhaps. I mean, even StarCraft has done all right. They've been talking about CNC Generals 2 more,
Well, isn't that going to be free? And
free to
there's
play
no
model,
generals.
And
a free to play model, like multiplayer focused.
But there's no single player, is there?
Well,
Like,
they've been talking about that they may make that a paid extra later.
And it's not going to be
okay.
called Generals, retardedly. Even though
Really?
Yeah,
They've
has
dropped
it.
that?
I thought it was called Generals 2 still.
No, apparently they pretty much just call it Command and Conquer now.
What? Weird.
The Command and Conquer. Lol.
The commander.
Here's another random bit of news that I saw yesterday that I didn't know about. Did you see that they what they're called? Gearbox guys made The Borderlands.
Oh, really?
Which is like a 16-bit like browser game based on Borderlands. It's like a side scroller.
That's kind of cool.
The Borderlands.
I did in other stupid weird releases news. I stumbled upon on Steam that a company has got the Cannon Fodder license and has made Cannon Fodder 3.
Oh man,
God.
That's pretty awesome.
It's out. You can buy it now. It doesn't look very good.
Awesome.
Not that surprising.
It's weird. It kind of has a strange do you remember the videos from Worms 2?
Yeah, I remember the
cutscene things.
The really weird, where because their shading was really bad, everything looked like it had rings on it because it was
banding.
shadow technology didn't have any.
Their sort of trailer video it kind of looks a bit like that. Kind of weird animation style. Kind of. They've had no budget, basically.
Yeah, I imagine so.
It's it's kind of funny, but I just thought it was kind of funny that someone thought to bring it back.
Well, Cannon Fodder wasn't a bad game, really.
No, the original Cannon Fodders are classics, but it's
they're just ancient.
Yeah, it probably doesn't hold up too well. If you know what I mean. And it looks like they've gone a bit mental with it. Like there's there's like night missions, there's day missions, there's weather conditions, there's as far as I can see, you can't juggle dudes with gunfire like you could before.
You can't go.
Sort of juggle people along the level, and then the occasional unfortunate guy, which is horrific, really. But in pixel time, it just seemed fine. Where there's a dude that's sort of just lying on the floor, not quite dead, and periodically sort of just going until you shoot him again. Just bleeding out, I suppose.
Yep, it was all good in the pixel days.
Yeah, it's fine. You can do that. But yeah, it looks kind of weird. Go watch the trailers on Steam if you're remotely interested. But yeah.
It's on Steam?
It's on Steam, yeah.
Lol.
I'm doing crafting. Making a shit ton of planks.
Oh shit, I forgot Steam was still running. I've just had my Steam window open. What's going on?
What's going on? I'm doing crafting.
Are you in a big city now or something?
Yeah, I'm in the main human city.
Oh, this is the human city.
Oh, I've seen this place before.
It's like sort of Gormenghast type thing.
It's got the thing is, it's really weird because it's got this huge castle-esque wall around the outside, and then a regular town in the middle, and then a huge castle in the middle.
Well, that's kind of how it used to be, right? City wall and then castle, I guess.
Well, it's like a bit of a literal city wall, where it's there's a freaking town on top of it.
Is your character wearing heels?
No.
Oh, okay, it just looked like it for a second.
Yeah, that would be a bit impractical.
The marshland and the swamps.
Yeah, not ideal for marshes.
It's this is the important thing about crafting. When you have a massive pile of stuff, you just hit craft all and it goes.
Yeah.
Look at that progress bar fly. Oh, it gets quicker.
Yeah, the more
it doesn't just take solid time.
So yeah,
as opposed to liquid time.
Gas time.
Oh, every time is gas time.
Yes.
So Saladcast has been on tour.
Yeah, that was the important news. If you want to call it news.
Midweek after we did the last cast, Kippers and I were talking about real pinball, and Kippers got marginally excited by the fact that he supposedly had found a real pinball table in Ipswich. And it's he found this website where there's pinball table sightings or something. And like they were like, "There's one in this pub on Spring Road," and it's like I can't remember which pub it is, but they were like, "Yeah, it was sighted back in April. Maybe it's still there." And he got like, woo! And so I did a random search, like trying to see what I could find out about playing real pinball, and stumbled upon the UK Pinball Party, which is like a pinball convention that happens, well, for the last 2 years, and this was the third year, and it was the following Saturday. So we're like, holy motherfuck, let's do this.
Well, some of us were like that.
Well,
some of us were like,
well, Kippers was like that. I was more like, well,
Rob was more like,
unfortunately coincided with I have no money and I have to get my car that day.
And also you have to drive 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because you're the one doing the transporting.
Well, yeah, in fairness, like, Google did overestimate how long it took.
Apart from the giant traffic jam.
Apart from the giant traffic jam, yeah.
Which kind of evened that out.
Added like an hour and a half to the... Man, that was fucking annoying.
Thunder and lightning alert here, guys, by the way. If I suddenly disappear, it'll be power cut situation, I expect.
Yeah, I've just got wind.
There's absolutely no...
That's good to know.
Weather wind.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real windy.
So yes, pinball.
Pinballs, yeah. So all four of us, well, I say four, I mean, we were joined by Kippers, and we went to the UK Pinball Party and played a shit ton of pinball. Like real pinball.
Indeed we did.
And it rocks.
And it smelled really bad in there.
It did smell pretty bad in there.
And I'm sensitive to the smell.
It was like the hottest weekend of the year.
Yeah, that was also a great
and you're in a hotel function room with over 100 bits of loud electronic lighting equipment.
And dudes.
And, dude bros.
Sweaty fat dudes who like pinball.
Yeah.
But there were some pretty cool tables there, I have to say.
Yeah, they had quite a few of the classics.
A lot of the classics.
It was a bit of a shame that they had a lot of the ones I actually wanted to play, like, set aside for the tournament, which was kind of annoying.
And also the fact that there was a power issue and like half the tables had to be shut down.
that fucking sucked, actually. It's like, it was kind of like most of the way through the day they had an issue with their power grid in some way that sort of rendered half the tables unusable.
But there was one table on one of the other rows that just had a big fucking sticker on it that says, if you turn this table off, all the other ones here will crash. It just fucks the power.
Yeah, just don't turn it off. It's fine.
Because that's the thing, is that the for pinball, one of the classic ways to fix various problems is the classic turning it off and on again.
Yeah, people were doing that quite a bit.
Well, like, I mean, there were we boned numerous tables that probably
we broke the
by
first
turning
5
on and off again.
Well, we broke the first 5 that we played, but most of those were because we got the ball stuck somewhere.
Well, I mean, one of them definitely
to get the ball stuck
by turning it off because one of them was a magnet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we broke the Judge Dredd one because the crane no longer worked.
Yeah, the crane
when you locked the ball. And that was off for most of the day after someone noticed that. And they did turn it back on later.
Yeah, they fixed it by just filling all the slots on the bit where the multi-balls are meant to be held, so if you shot a ball up there, it just bounced off.
No, right.
Oh, well, with extra balls?
Yeah.
But then
you couldn't get the multi-ball that was meant to be up there, but it stopped it from breaking, so you couldn't continue playing.
So they just stopped the lock, basically.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah. A sort of workaround.
So, yeah,
it's like there was a... It's like the funhouse machine that was there had reversed flippers, which was entertaining.
No, yeah, that was like the first thing we tried. It was like, wait.
Why did they do that?
It's so annoying, because it's like...
It's
Funhouse is an awesome table, and it's just like, I kind of wanted to play that properly. It's fucking difficult. Even if you do the cross-arm tactic, it's still pretty tough.
Yes,
that didn't work at all.
It was just like, it was hard mode.
Yeah, which real pinball's just hard in general. It's like somehow even like the simulations on the Pinball Arcade make it easier.
Well, yeah.
It's like the flippers never seem that powerful, like compared to like simulation versions. If you see what I mean, it's like it always seems really hard to get up any ramps.
Well, It depends on the table, because some of them certainly it was like they almost seemed to be almost too powerful in some cases. But then there was like the last couple of tables that I played when you guys were off somewhere else. I was playing them against Kippers, like what was it called, Dirty Harry. We went and played that one, and the ramps on that were fucking impossible to get up. They were just like super steep.
Well, I went and played one of the Sega tables because they had a few of those in a row. I played the Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
I think it was table. Or was it Batman Forever? Oh, it might have been Batman Forever. But
yeah,
anyway, one of the ramps on that was kind of a key ramp to doing stuff. I just I never got the ball up there. It's just not even close. It went like halfway and came back down.
I hadn't thought about it before this, but it seems like it's vitally important to get the thing set to the right angle, right?
Yeah, the actual table.
Yeah,
but then
the actual table.
In a lot of cases, they have tilt sensors, though, don't they?
Yeah,
which aren't just for when you're whamming the table.
No. They do have alignment sensors. So in theory, they're sort of like the sort of like operator mode will tell you where you're supposed to have it orientated.
Oh, that's
and it's
cool.
like generally the cabinets themselves should have the right legs for the job.
Yeah, but I noticed they all had like screwable legs for different heights.
They can be changed.
Yeah,
it's like there is like settings as well you can do in the mechanics to sort of change the flipper pressures and things like that. So it's like the tension that they use should be tuned to be just right for the table and that kind of stuff. It's
still completely
some of them
freaks me out
weak,
every time we had to jiggle a table because
we
had wobble so much.
The backboards don't feel very attached, but they are pretty solidly attached. It's just
I think you're supposed to attach a backboard to the wall with like those tag things.
Like you're supposed to attach them like with shelf, for example.
I don't think you ever do with pinball tables because wobbling them is an allowed tactic.
Well, I guess
to a point because of tilt, but.
We had to wobble quite a lot just to get balls
because we got.
I was the expert at getting them stuck in places where you had to jiggle the table to get them back out.
Yeah, you managed to get them wedged behind like dead zones behind jet bumpers, and I seem to get them stuck in spinners a good few times.
In Guild Wars, not in the world. In real life, it's actually started raining, so I guess weather is dynamic. Success.
Well, it's like I managed to get them stuck behind a few spinners. That then the ball didn't seem to have enough weight to make the spinner spin to let it through.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
I got one stuck on a plunge ramp. Like, I plunged the ball and it didn't go all the way up, and it's just sort of rested there in the middle of the plunge ramp. And it's like, well, what the fuck do I do now? Couldn't get that fucker out. What was that table we were playing where we kept hitting the glass a lot?
It was some old table.
Devil Dare, I think it was. Yeah, it's like the retro. It's like, I don't like playing the retro tables that much on simulations, but they're actually a right laugh playing the real thing. Because they're so simple and real. Different? I don't know. It's because they're so simple. I think that
some of those retro tables were not simple at all. Like that weird, like multi-layered, whatever that was called.
Oh, what, Black Knight?
No, the one that me and Rick were playing next to the Tron one. There's like multi-leveled tarot card or whatever that thing was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where it had like a top half to the table. Then when you hit one of the drop targets at the top flippers closed up so the ball couldn't go down the middle.
Yeah, unless you.
That was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a couple with moving flippers like that. It's like that's kind of cool. Yeah, so I really liked the shadow table actually.
And that was the one I was best at, clearly.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool table actually.
Apart from the bit where it was still fast, of course.
Yeah, but there was still
switch the ramps.
Yeah, one of the buttons was buggered, but that didn't really stop progression. It was just for that vengeance mode.
Vengeance Mongols.
One of those Black Knight ones was turned up so loud you could hear it from the other side of the goddamn.
Yeah,
those Black ones. Black Knight one, but Black Knight is like. Black Knight is like a classic where like everyone wants to hear the music.
Well, that was Black Knight.
And if you can't make the music play, then people get pissed.
Yeah, that was Black Knight 2000 as well. The original Black Light is the one that has one of those.
Oh right, okay, sorry.
The black hole ones.
Yeah, really annoying sound loops. Yeah. Did get one game on Medieval Madness, which was nice. So that's a quality table.
From one you actually know how to play.
Yeah. I sucked, but, it was a damn good table. And I got, like, one ball of Circus Voltaire before they turned it off, the buggers.
Yeah, that kind of sucked.
So I really wanted to play that one. That was the one I sort of really wanted to do. And it's like, yeah. But anyway, I think next year will be a little bit more planned. It's like Kips and I will Well, we'll try at least go up on a Friday rather than on a Saturday.
Potentially, yeah.
Because I don't think they run so many of the tournaments then, and so we might get more of a chance.
I'm clearly the best at real pinball.
You are, annoyingly.
I'm not surprised.
Somehow.
But yeah,
it
just kind of make
it helps with these things. I get
just
really
kind of make me want to own one. I know I
had
can't,
a couple of awesome games. With it was that Dirty Harry table right at the end where I was off playing it with Rick. I got the extra credit by getting like 500 million or whatever.
Oh right, you got the replay.
Yeah, I got the replay, and I had at least like 2 multiples in that as well. I think that table was kind of easy, but, but that was definitely one that I was doing well on, and I was doing okay on that shadow table as well, of course, like we said.
Yeah.
So yeah, I seem to be quite good at it somehow.
Defeat Khan. Is that like based off a movie or something?
Shadow,
like a movie I've never
so.
heard of. Shadow.
Well, yeah, is that the one that obviously had Alec Baldwin on the front?
Alec Baldwin. Yeah.
I
think that is
Alec Baldwin. That was awesome. Yeah, so pinball.
Yeah,
Indeed.
It's pretty
Actual
sweet.
pinball.
Yeah, as I was saying, I do kind of want to own one, but
So expensive and so difficult to maintain.
Which one would you own?
Circus Voltaire, I think, or Medieval Madness.
That
if I
would
had
be
a choice.
either of those would be even more expensive.
Yeah,
you'd have to have the best one.
the problem is they're expensive to get hold of. Like, I'd quite like a TNG machine. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Slightly more fun.
Yeah. Well, more likely. Yeah, getting hold of a Medieval Madness machine will set you back like $4,500. It's
Most of them will be like 2 or 3 grand.
most of them are 2. You can pick up most tables for 2. Sometimes less.
I
don't know what it's like for the brand new ones, like the Tron table and the Spider-Man table, but
Well, they're probably expensive just because they are new and they have much more technology in them, I guess.
made by Stern. Kippers was saying that there's a UK company that's starting up to get into the actual new pinball market, so it's
Because it's such a big market, obviously.
yeah. Well, there's only Stern, I think, that are the only guys making those sort of tables at the moment. So they have a pinball monopoly.
Monopoly pinball.
I keep seeing flashes outside. They're like tiny mini lightning strikes constantly.
They're probably just far away.
Yeah.
Or people are just having fun with photos.
Taking photos of the
taking
sky.
photos of my window. Yeah.
Oh my god, Dan Train lives there!
The stalkers!
The
He's recording a podcast right now, gasp!
Hey, when does he put on his levers?
Or his cloths, or whatever.
That's not a very covert surveillance technique, is it? Giant flash photography.
No.
Indeed. So, you're back in a swampy area, are you?
Yeah, I'm still trying to get this damn swamp thing. It's like no one's triggering it or whatever. I'm trying to see if I can work out what it is that triggers it. So I'm going to talk to this giant dude.
Giant necromancer dude. He's like close to your height.
He's a Norn. The huge dudes.
He's a Normaner.
Oh, he's
Yep.
a Normander. Awesome.
So did we talk about the Dust 5-on-4
I
beta
think we
last
did.
time? So I've played an incredibly brief amount of time on that.
I watched.
Before basically going, that's my description. It seems okay. It's a relatively competent shooter, but nothing about that experience makes me think I want it on PlayStation.
Yeah, that was the classic problem with it, where it's like,
In fact,
wait, why is this
everything
on
about that...
PlayStation? Play this with a mouse.
Yeah, I was about to say, everything about that experience makes me want it on PC. From the fitting screens to all the store to the how the vehicle's handled, which was kind of weird. Sort of makes sense, but I'd prefer to do that on keys.
Well, that's just because you are always, as always with console games, you automatically think it's going to be Halo controls.
Well, yeah, because the Halo controls are so good.
Yes.
But they don't.
No.
So
I'm buying a flamethrower.
It seemed okay, and it does feel like it had a little bit of pay to win about it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of hard
pay
to
to win
tell.
in the game currency, if you see what I mean. So you could buff yourself quite significantly, but the skill point thing you can't buff with cash. I don't think you'd have to actually play the game and earn skill points in order to get up. But then that does feel like a, if you come across the phrase like perfect imbalance. When it comes to game things like TF2 do that brilliantly, and games like Dota do that brilliantly, where it's like they can add stuff to it, but it's not really changing the skill level of what stuff is. If you know what I mean? Am I making any kind of sense? It doesn't seem like this has that really, as far as I could tell. It's like if you had more money, then you can afford more tanks, and if you had more, if you've been playing the game for longer, your tanks would be better than other people's tanks.
Well, yeah,
just straight up better. As
I was theorizing, it's such a small amount of money, technically speaking, for the EVE universe that if this does get connected to EVE quite well, where can be supplied by a corporation in EVE, basically sending you money, that might make it more even in the fights that actually matter, the corporation versus corporation mercenary fights over planets.
Maybe. Well, apparently the real links to EVE are now live, so...
Well, some of them anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
It seems like if they actually want people to play it, they have to put it on PC, but it's a question of whether they can negotiate it with Sony or whatever. Maybe
there's going to be some kind of exclusivity, clearly.
Well, it depends who's managing it. I mean, SOE could, potentially release it to PC eventually. Or allow them to. But then there's the question of how hard would it be to port from PS3. But
I bet they've put some... I bet they've thought of that this might happen.
Saying, we probably need to... prepare against this. I don't know. It wouldn't... It's just... That is the big overriding thing for me with that. It's like, it doesn't seem terrible, but it doesn't seem particularly compelling as a shooter. And it might play better on PC. But then I suppose if you put it on PC, then Sony have competition against their own thing, PlanetSide.
Yeah, that is the problem.
Well, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't seem like... I don't know. There's a big enough market out there to, I think, cope with both those games.
Or maybe the PlanetSide team should have worked with CCP on making it,
Yeah, maybe. I don't think PlanetSide is going to... because they're talking about competing with, Battlefield there, I guess.
Maybe.
And that's a bigger fish than, their two horses. That was a great analogy there.
It's a bigger fish than two horses.
They've got two horses in the race, right? If they have them both.
That's a big fish.
Battlefield is a big fish, so
that's a real big fish.
Man, it's really raining. Whoa!
It's a big fish directly outside Dad's window.
Yeah.
It really isn't raining here. It's entirely on Cambridge.
Apparently,
Cambridge does seem to get a rather large, sucky portion of the nasty weather.
I don't know about what do you mean in the east. I don't know. It's not bad, compared to obviously.
I don't know. It's
west.
I don't know. You seem to just get the random spurts of rain and fairly frequent crap happens in little doses. Whereas you could be in Ipswich, it's nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's true.
Right now.
Yeah, it's more frequent.
Apparently you get thunderstorms more often by the sounds of it, because the guys at work occasionally sort of say, did you see that thunderstorm last night? No.
Yeah, I don't know. So, yes.
You!
And then Rob knocks something over.
Yeah, drop something.
I've been playing Max Payne still. I haven't quite finished, but I'm near the end, I think.
I saw you play that quite a lot.
Yeah, so it's a good game. I'm getting used to it. I barely ever shoot dodge, to be honest, which sucks because it looks awesome, but I barely ever use it because the environments tend to be quite, well, not always, but they're fairly close, constrained or whatever, because it's a corridor shooter kind of.
Yeah,
but except there's a lot of variety in the environments. They look amazing, some of them. I just dropped into a new level and I was just looking around because it just looks so cool. But like a destroyed hotel basement or something, it just looks super awesome. I'm still just running in, and then I find actually one of the ways to get through without getting shot is to just run, strafe, so you're fully visible. But as long as you're in bullet time, like when they shoot at you, they miss because you've already moved by the time. So
that seems like kind of weird. Like I'm running faster than bullets. Only these guys are just stormtrooper aiming or something.
Well, that's it. Well, that's how bullet time works. Is bollocks. It doesn't slow down time. Well, it does. It slows down time, but you move basically normal.
You actually end up moving quicker, don't you?
So it just makes you run faster than bullets, which is stupid, but it works. And it means you can pop up and shoot people before their bullets reach you. If you're in cover, for example. So it's a sort of standard tactic is sort of press, go, you're in cover. And if you pop up normally, they'll blow your head off, which doesn't happen that much in other cover shooters because usually they give you enough time to aim and shoot kind of before you get your head blown off in Gears. I don't know if that's built into the AI or whatever. I suppose you have a lot more health in Gears. But basically, as you pop up, you go into bullet time and then you try and shoot their head off before their bullet reaches you, and then you have to remember to toggle it off again, which is kind of annoying. I was trying to work on an auto hotkey script that would allow me to just hold for bullet time, but it didn't work. But that seemed more logical to me, like hold to slow down and release to so you have to make sure you toggle out of it, because otherwise you're just sitting behind cover in slow motion, which isn't much help. But you do have to keep moving, as discussed previously. It's not really a cover shooter, really. It's more of a run and gun. To make it more fun, anyway. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And the story stuff is... I know what they mean. He is getting a bit down on himself, but it all fits. His performance is pretty good, the guy doing... It's the same old Max Payne dude. And there's a lot of variety in the levels. I thought it would... it keeps, even in the middle of the favela, for example, it'll do a flashback to New York or whatever. But then I've even had another flashback, which is to, Panama or something. So it is kind of skipping around and giving you interesting environments. It's not just all Sao Paulo all the time, even though that's really cool. Yeah. So...
Continuing with that, going to finish it eventually.
Going to finish it? Well,
so your opinions haven't really changed then, basically.
Not really.
Cross-playing it. It's
quality.
The game is what you expect.
Sorry? Well, I don't know.
The rest of the game has been what you expected from the start.
Yeah, from the previous stuff. Yeah, I would say. So, nothing really new in that respect. It continues to be good quality. And it's not too short either, because I've been playing it for a while now, and
that was literally the loudest train.
Yeah.
It was moving so slow.
For a single player game, of this type it's a reasonable length, I think, probably. So that's all good.
How many hours are you in them?
I don't know. My Steam shows 8 or something, 7 or 8.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So, and I've got a little bit to go. I think I've got one more 2-hour play session to go, I think, and then we'll see.
See this giant, vast expanse of nothing in the middle of this swamp.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is where a giant enemy should be at some point. But the secret in the swamp lies dormant, so I don't know. I'm just trying to kill these portals to the underworld around the edge in the hope that something causes it to trigger, but nothing's happening, so I don't know. Kind of sucks. I want to show off the giant boss.
I want to see enormous friggin' things. In general. Show us some big things. Show us some big things wearing leather.
That giant tree thing that we actually beat earlier was fairly big.
That was pretty massive. No dragon, though.
No, not as big as what should be here. But keep going. We've still got another, half an hour or something of this podcast, in theory.
I don't know how long we've been recording now, so I've lost track.
Well, according to my stream, 1.5 hours.
Oh, right.
Yeah, got about 45 minutes.
Just keep going till Whipple.
There's another train.
Well, I didn't have much to add, did I? Because... I've been playing that, but I haven't played anything else yet.
Really? Nothing at all?
Not really.
Oh, I played the beta, Zach, and I could talk about Man Vs Machine.
Yeah, let's do that.
Give it a go.
I want to give
It's pretty good.
But don't play it in advance, because it's difficult.
It's pretty hard.
It has much the same problem as what's it called? Left 4 Dead has, where like the second hardest difficulty, which in this case is the lowest difficulty in Mann vs Machine, is too easy, and then the hardest difficulty is fucking impossible.
Yeah, well, it's like it goes normal and advanced to the two difficulties that we know about, and I haven't played normal, I've only played advanced, and we only got about, round 5 of 8?
Yeah, we did actually get quite a long way, considering how badly we were doing.
Yeah.
So what are the Valve servers set on? The ones where you buy the ticket to get into?
Well, it doesn't actually seem to say outwardly, but people that I saw in the patch notes today that they were talking about. We've made it so the difficulty level on the official leaderboards is now visible between normal and advanced. So maybe they do run both. Maybe when it depends on the tour of duties. Maybe when you do a tour of duty of normal, you can choose to do an advanced one or something, or
possibly.
Something like that. Because you only have to do the pay-for stuff on the official servers, naturally.
Yeah.
But you have to pay for stuff in order to play on the official servers. So you don't have a choice in that.
Right, yeah.
It has matchmaking, which is a nice addition, so it will go find you a server. I don't know. Do they have a server browser for Mann vs Machine as well? If you just go to the normal browser, does it show up Mann vs Machine servers? Or
I don't know. I know you can definitely join by IP onto them still. So
okay, so you could still organise private servers relatively okay.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it plays out quite well, because we were playing advanced mode, as we said, and you basically, the enemies that come up against are robot versions of the normal classes, and so they have all of their abilities and stuff like that, but they tend to come through in a certain way. Like, there'll be soldiers that just use rockets, or there'll be snipers that are all bowmen, for instance, that kind of stuff. And you'll kind of have a little bit of warning that that's what the enemies are going to be. Occasionally we'll have a spy hanging around. And there's a couple of special stuff as well. Like, occasionally we'll get super beefy guys, like super pyros or super soldiers and things like that. They're a pain in the ass to take down. The most annoying of which, so far, was the super scout.
Yeah.
Because they take a fuck ton of damage, run ridiculously fast, and just pick up the bomb and deliver it. There you go, job done. It's like you have to be really well prepared. The only sort of like decent tactic is for someone to cover them in P, so because that seems to slow them down.
Well, it's a special ability that you can add to the P, because you get these upgrades between rounds, basically. And one of the upgrade abilities to P and Milk is slows enemies.
I heard Pyros were good against the Super Scout for some reason.
Well, I assumed that Air Blast would be the basic plan, but I have the one pyro we did have didn't seem to ever use it, so maybe he was just dumb.
Not tested that theory yet.
But yeah, that's what I heard. Air Blast Pyro for the Super Scout.
we suffered on that.
You can power up the Air Blast as well. It's
cool.
Upgrades for the pyro.
Or you can just shove him back.
Well, because the huge bots are quite heavy, they don't go as far with the normal Air Blast.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, we suffered on that one for a while. The super soldiers were a royal pain in the jacks with their ridiculous rocket spam. It was kind of funny when like 50 or 60 guys just come over the cliff and they're all firing rockets at you, and there's just
they all fire at the same time,
of smoke and rocket coming at you.
Awesome.
From that aspect it looked pretty good. And I was surprised how well it held up. I didn't really experience any lag. Given how much shit was going on.
It's like, I was definitely noticing the frame rate suffering.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that. It seemed fine for me. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It runs. I've only played one map so far, because that was the one run we did, and it took all fucking night. But
and we failed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
you still get the
co-op
random...
in TF2 at all. It seems like
I don't know. I think it's a good idea. It's
cool.
It's an extra thing that they could add to their already ridiculously large bow.
That's true. But it seemed like they'd done, like Left 4 Dead was their co-op game, and it's like a bit strange, but it's awesome. I mean, it's totally different to Left 4 Dead.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Except it's not. That's the main thing. It's obviously just quite a bit of reused technology in some cases. I mean, obviously Horde... programming AI for sort of horde movement is one thing, but I mean, one of the things I thought was the classic indication of this being the same thing is just one of the big enemies that you get in Team Fortress is called a tank. Because it's a tank, but it's just it's the big huge enemy that you need to shoot a lot.
Right, yeah.
And of course, everyone goes tag, or the announcer goes tag.
Tag.
That's fine. That's probably like homage more than anything.
It's a homage to their own game.
Yeah.
But it's herd mode.
It's herd mode, yeah, rather than progression like style of Left 4 Dead. So
I tried to find.
Different. Well, I suppose it's more like survival mode, I guess, from Left 4 Dead. But
I tried to find Ice-T saying that on YouTube, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
herd mode.
I just the other day I was looking up the video of $599.
Yeah, that's classic. Yeah.
Maybe to see whether that was the exact phrasing, because I couldn't remember whether he said $599 and he does. So.
Oh, Pacta made a prediction that we'll have to see whether it's right or wrong. But he he's basically said that he doesn't expect to see a new Xbox next year.
Oh, he's just being contrary. I mean, they've already leaked the freaking specs from like 2 years ago or something.
I don't really believe those. Because they're ridiculous in places.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an old leak, that stuff, so that stuff's definitely changed. But, I mean, they're definitely working on Project Durango. The dev kits are for sale on freaking eBay.
Are they?
So somebody's selling somebody's illegally selling a Project Durango dev kit or something for, like, a ridiculous price. So, they're in the hands of developers, I think.
Yeah, but there's still no... whether it appears next year or this year is, or this year or the year before is still up for grabs. Whether that stuff, they put in, for all we know, they could be incredibly early dev kits to say, oh, you can start working on this. They may change.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, in the end of the day, they're PCs, so you could start deving for PC. So
I guess, but I reckon it'll come out Christmas next year. I would have thought.
I'm still on that side, but because I think the lifespan for these things is starting to wear thin.
Yeah. And they've got other agendas, like they've got Windows 8 launching. I think they want to
make everything in sync with that.
Yeah. Do you see they changed their logo, Microsoft, for the first time in like 20 years?
No, I didn't. The actual Microsoft logo is.
Yeah, the Microsoft logo. Obviously, it says Microsoft in Sego, like all their.
Oh, okay. Is it Sego or Sego?
Oh, I don't know how you pronounce it, but then it has the almost like the Windows flag logo. But, with the colours, right? Because, the Windows 8 logo is the flag but tilted and no colours.
Yeah.
It's just a window across window.
Yeah.
Well, this is like the Windows...
Like a child would draw.
Yeah, but tilted. But this is just a flag.
Like a tilted child would draw.
Yeah, like a tilted...
just turn the child at an angle. There you go.
But the new one is just the one... It has the colours for the actual Microsoft logo. It has the colours, but it's just flat. 4 squares. So yeah, which is a bit strange because, I thought that was the Windows logo and not the Microsoft logo. But I mean, I guess the colours stand for different things now. Like the green stands for Xbox probably now.
Yeah.
And the
maybe
maybe
Microsoft figured, we haven't actually ever had a real logo. We've had the word.
Well, that's the classic.
If you know what I mean. Apple has this iconic.
Yeah,
device.
I guess.
Let's make our own.
But you don't have to. I mean, lots of companies have just the word like Sony or something.
Yeah, but I think it works in their favour because it's like the they're using it for the home button and the start buttons on Windows Phone, aren't they? They're sort of like the and on Surface they'll be using the Windows 8 logo as the home button. So it's like if they start bringing it in, you turn over the device and you've got just like on the iPod and the iPhone, you've got just the Apple. That's probably much cooler than the word Samsung. Or
no, fair enough. Yeah, I agree.
I was reading an article about what the ridiculous branding that was on cars really, and how crazy it is, and it's like the Apple iPhone is actually sort of like the antithesis of that theory, where they just had the one thing on it, and it actually, other than the copyright info on it, actually doesn't say anything about Apple themselves in big letters. It's just got the symbol. And so then you see a car, and it's got like a Ford badge, like my one, for instance. Let's just use my new Focus as a guide here. It's got a Ford badge on the front and the back, and then it has to go into great detail on telling you exactly what model it is on the back, and usually there's a sticker from the place you bought it, and it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. I noticed that John Gross, or whoever it was, have a bit of a problem because they're
right. Why do I still know that goddamn tune? That's from listening to the radio about 10 years ago.
Their advertising sticker is stuck on the inside of your darkened windows, so no one can read it.
Yeah,
funny.
I'm okay with that. If they're going to fuck themselves up, that's cool with me.
It's kind of hilarious.
That's cool, you.
Might have to try and take that off this time. I left it in the old focus, but it's like...
Are you allowed to take it off?
I'm assuming there's no rules against taking out, like, a sticker.
No. It's just trying to...
It's not like... I don't think it'll count on my insurance as a car modification. Oh, well, I removed the sticker.
You'll probably leave horrible sticky crap all over your window, though.
Yeah, I'd probably need to spirit that off, but...
Yeah.
I'll just wish it. Yeah. So the new Focus is good.
Yeah, it's pretty... I have to say, the back was pretty comfortable.
I didn't have
that
legroom.
Long journey. Well, you never have
I was sitting behind Rob. I knew I should have sat on the other side.
Well, yeah, but Kip's had his seat quite a long way forward as well. He didn't push it back for the legroom.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've been on that side.
Well,
don't you have a thing about sitting on the left-hand side of the car? Have you overcome your thing about having to sit on the left-hand side of the car?
I think I got there first or something.
Yeah, I did say to Dan as we were getting in, it's like, oh, I'm on the wrong side.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
But yeah.
Which side is riding bitch? Is it riding behind shotgun or riding behind driver?
See, I think you asked that at the time, and I didn't know, so you'll have to look it up, I'm afraid.
Riding bitch.
I'm just going to type that into Google.
Riding bitch.
No, first result. No, sitting in between the driver and the passenger in a vehicle.
What? That's riding bitch?
So
sitting on the gin.
Yeah. Or sitting behind the driver, or sitting behind the driver on a motorcycle.
Well, that makes more sense.
Second definition, the person forced to sit in the middle of the back seat or in between the two front seats in a two-seater car. Oh, I see. So if you've got 5 people in a car, then the person stuck in the middle is riding bitch. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying.
Yeah.
Apart from all those other definitions where it's saying even more ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe you weren't right. There is a word for it. There's like a name for sitting in like each spot, I think.
Oh man, this is on Wikipedia.
So it must be true.
Other terminology, riding bitch is used in America to denote sitting in between 2 other people in a car or truck, where there's often a hump in the front or back. Right, interesting. So yes, now we know. None of us were riding bitch.
No.
Okay.
Fortunately.
Decided. Did you know you can get a pocket reference guide to the world of shotgun?
The world of what?
To the shotgun rules.
Oh, can you?
The world of shotgun.
Welcome to the world of shotgun.
I'd forgotten when I was looking at all the Counter-Strike stuff, the new stuff.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that we used to call in Counter-Strike the shotguns were always referred to as boomsticks, and that you could like call boomstick on a car and stuff. I see.
Oh yeah. The extended shotgun rules.
Yeah.
Call boomstick to override shotgun.
To overrule the shotgun. Yeah.
Yes. That's a classic phrase, that is.
And there's other rules like the Chinese sneak attack where you just sit in there and like someone calls shotgun, but there's someone already sat in that seat, and it's like, haha, Chinese sneak attack. Or the shotgun suicide where someone calls shotgun and they reach for the door handle and attempt to open the door while the car's still locked, therefore forfeiting their shotgun rights.
Yep. I remember that one.
And then of course there's the girlfriend rule. Where it's just like, she rides shotgun.
Yeah, first choice. It's time for a bit of story, which means we go into this pointless 2 dudes standing opposite each other.
Oh, right.
Rather loading. Oh, is this?
Voice, though.
Oh, I see. It's not loading. It's
like an anime style face-off.
Oh, weird.
With text.
That's kind of cool.
And is this voice acted?
Yes.
Because I can't hear the stream, but it's like...
No.
And what's that guy sound like? Does he sound Australian?
No.
He looks like he's
No
an Australian.
No accents.
Northern?
What I've noticed. Well, apart from, generic fantasy accents for the...
British.
The little Asuran dudes have a, slightly weirdly high-pitched voice or whatever.
Hello!
Not quite that high. I said slightly.
Let's go get some fetid caribous.
Rob is obsessed with fetid caribous. There better be a fetid caribous. I hope we can find devourers to kill, so we can get some fetid caribous.
There aren't devourers in this game, it's not good.
Well, there are devourers, I know there are.
And there's got to be fetid caribous.
Well, that's only if there's fetid devourers.
Oh, he's called Logan as well.
Yes,
oh, man.
Logan Thackeray.
Logan Thackeray. That's a great name.
Oh, man.
Have to get him to run, obviously.
Yeah.
His name's Logan.
He must run.
Here's the important thing, where I get to
Why are
choose
you,
my
like,
descent.
massaging your hair? Oh, right. Oh, you're yawning.
Yes.
You're like, I'll just massage my hair.
I finally got to choose my descent. That's the important thing, because obviously I'm a long-lost ancestor of my previous character, called exactly the same thing. Because the name carries over.
So you were picking a character?
No, I was picking
from whom you're descended, or?
I was picking, a country, basically, one of the human countries. And the one
Where
from
do you come from?
The one from Factions was Cantha.
I come from the north.
Guild Wars 1 was Tyria. Which is actually still part of the... No, wait, Tyria is the world. Ascalon is the country, obviously. You start in Ascalon. And the child live in Ascalon now. And then this is Kryta, the stupid jungle place. Cantha is the Guild Wars Factions, and I can't remember the other one. Alonia is the Nightfall continent with the humans. So there you go. That's geography.
So are they all featured in this? Or?
Sort of, because if you go to the map and zoom out, obviously you've got Kryta, which is where you are. You've got Ascalon, which is where the child took it back over after the humans got kicked out, basically. And then down the bottom, you can just see, there's the Elon River, which is on the edge of Alonia, but Alonia has been cut off by all the shit that happens in the 200.
So now Alonia is alone, right?
Yes, and so is Cantha, because Cantha is even further south off the bottom of this map, past Alonia. So yeah, they do still exist, and there is backstory to say, the Alonians got fucked up by an undead dude, and possibly. That would be a bit weird.
Some kind of zombie mode coming there. A horde mod against zombies.
There's already plenty of undead in this game. I don't think they need a horde mod.
Everything needs a horde mod.
Well, I guess pretty much most of the missions in this are horde mods, where it's just stand here and defend as waves of enemies come at you for a certain period of time.
Have we got to the point where we can say horde mod and not bat an eyelid?
No, I'm still finding it quite difficult to say horde mod without thinking about it. So anyway, as we were saying, I interrupted something and I've already forgotten what it was, which shows you how much attention I'm paying.
Should I talk about something else I've been playing?
Yeah.
I've played a few more hours of Saints Row the Third.
Saints Row.
That game loses a little bit of
momentum.
It loses a little bit of early momentum.
There's a disturbance at the heart of the Gold Lost Swamp. The giant thing might be on its way.
The giant thing is in the swamp.
I'll go and have a look. You carry on talking about Saints Row.
Yeah, as I say, it's lost a bit of its momentum since the start, where all kinds of crazy shit happened during that first hour, and then past that point it kind of calms down a little bit, and you're just going around the city. It spends a little while basically introducing you to the a lot of the sort of side things that you can do. Some of them are friggin' hilarious. I think I talked about the insurance fraud.
Yes, the ragdoll competition.
Yeah, the ragdoll competition, which is still kind of weird.
Right.
It's kind of funny, but it's pretty weird in terms of actual gameplay. So I've done some Professor Genki super ethical reality climax now, which is kind of funny.
Okay.
The classic game.
It's like billboards about the level, which either show a tiger which you can shoot and it goes ethical, and you get cash bonus. Ethical. You can shoot tigers. That's ethical.
Doesn't sound very ethical.
Pandas.
Yeah, if you shoot pandas, it's unethical. And you get a cash penalty. And I haven't actually been able to do the second one of those so far. It's actually quite difficult, but
You can see the giant fingers materializing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Giant rumbling.
Stuff's happening.
Hello.
Right, dude. How's it going? Whoa. Okay, that's kind of a neat effect.
Defeat the Shadow Behemoth.
Whoa, freaking huge. Awesome.
Okay, so this is a really big fucking giant super fight.
Like, go and stand directly underneath it. It's the only place you can hit it.
This thing's ginormous.
Yes, watch out for the red rings, because what you'll see is it creates these three portals.
Zones.
It creates these three portals, and then in order to damage it, you have to destroy the portals first. So while it's doing this scream, it's damageable. And then once it stops doing that, you have to destroy these portals before it does the scream thing again and it becomes damageable. But also, at this point, you'll see red rings will start appearing on the floor. Actually, you might not be able to see them because they're not very thick, so that might not show up very well on the screen. But it basically lobs shit at you. And then you have to move the fuck out of the way.
I haven't really seen much yet.
There's
I'm
one.
assuming all that...
fuck Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. I'm assuming all those fireballs that are appearing on the floor are like people using the fire spell then.
Yeah, this is all us, mostly. All these millions of effects fucking up everything. There's quite a few
how many
people here,
how many people are nearby at the moment then? Looks like quite a few.
Yeah, I'm going to say like 20 or 30 odd.
That's pretty cool.
And now have we killed the last portal?
Oh, wait, I can see its face now. Right, that's its face.
You can actually see what it looks like if you actually look at it. But the actual place to attack it from is like, get under it. Because you'll see when I actually start trying to attack this thing, if I can actually get my lock onto it.
People at home won't like listening to this, like, and not watching it, won't be able to see what will happen when they get under it.
Yes, but...
You get to find out whether it's wearing levers or not.
I'm pretty sure it's not wearing levers. This is like where I shoot it from. When it's got its chin directly over me.
Yeah.
And then I drop my turrets here as well. Because they can... And then it does its giant roar and recreates all the portals, and then you continue on like this for about half an hour. Not quite that long.
So Guild Wars 2, giant boss battles. And it's not at the end of some long raid or anything. You just
no, it's just in the world.
It's like, giant dudes. And loads of dudes around to help you fight it.
Health bar at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Like, man, that thing takes a pounding.
Yeah, we've got like a fifth of its health off at the moment.
So this was the big thing that they were advertising, like with in the early days of the Guild Wars 2 stuff. It's like, hey, check this crazy shit out that can happen.
Yeah, that where they show like the bone dragon
that
comes out of the sea or whatever. This is basically one of those, only this is like the first version of that, because this is the lowest level one you can possibly get.
Sure. So is this like, how many do you reckon there'll be, and how much of an impact do you think on the game it actually sort of makes in terms of the experience?
Well, I mean, this is certainly the thing that gives you the best chance of everyone piling in on it and getting a big mass and actually seeing a load of people firing shit off.
I was about to say, does it like result in quite a lot of XP boost for you guys, or like?
Well, basically, when you kill something like one of these big old bosses, it drops a specific giant chest that everyone gets loot out of, basically. So you get your personal loot out of this big old chest, and it is like slightly more special stuff, better grade of loot or whatever. So this is where the good shit comes from. You get in here and you get the good shit.
I see. So you're more likely to get a good drop, basically.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying from one of these. So
and I'm pretty sure there's at least one of these. Well, there's definitely at least one of these per race, because there's one of these in each racer's starting zone. Or, well, not exactly like this, but the equivalent. So there's at least 5 of the low level ones. So I presume there's at least probably 1 per zone, I would estimate. It's just a matter of doing whatever it is that triggers it. Because, as I was saying before, it's like, I stood around this swamp for quite a while going like, where is the damn thing? And then
it might have just
up.
been time-based, I guess, or...
Yeah, I'm not sure what the spawning mechanism is for these.
So would this happen several times a day, or how infrequently would you expect one of these fights?
Well, I did already do this fight once earlier on, before the servers went down, so...
Oh, what, today?
Yeah, so I'm going to say probably 4 or 5 times a day, probably.
That's more frequently than I was expecting. I suppose it's fair on like all the players, I guess.
Yeah.
To sort of, like, who actually want to progress and do them.
You get a chance to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, while I continue fighting this thing, I'll tell you when I'm done.
Alright.
Continue talking about Saints Row.
The Saints Row, yeah, Professor Genki is funny. Yeah, I haven't actually seen him himself, really. He danced around in the intro video for the Super Epic Reality Climax, but it's... yeah, that mode's kind of fun, if pretty difficult. So I'm starting to get to the stage where it's like a lot of the game is just straight up combat, like just get into a room full of dudes and shoot them in the face, kind of thing. Like, a lot of them sort of like go into that, but there's like the scales are quite a lot larger a lot of the time than you would see things in GTA because you're supposed to be a ridiculous badass. You can. Right. And there'll be like rooms filled with dudes that you have to kill, or like I did one of they have these like a sort of like what do you call it, like a gang territory sort of thing. Not like the San Andreas, unfortunately, but every now and then there's just pockets of guys that you have to kill in order to sort of like, I think they're called gang operations, where it's like you find like a gang operation or something, it's basically just a load of dudes to kill. And I've done 2 of those so far, and one of them I did was just like, that like fire escape stairwells they have out the back of buildings?
Yeah.
It was like hundreds of guys, well, okay, maybe not hundreds, but a fuck ton of guys just all up this one stairwell, so there's just this wall of fire coming at you, and it's like, how the fuck do I deal with this?
Okay.
And then you kill a few of them, and of course at that point you're like, wanted level with the against that gang goes up, and they start calling in helicopters with snipers, and that gets kind of annoying, because it's like, I don't have any cover, what the fuck do I do? And it's like, I did it eventually, like with a few grenades, well-placed grenades, basically.
Just pull out the grenade.
Yeah, even the grenade throwing is awesome in that game, because she sort of just does a sort of like a cool sort of like little run up and throw animation, like sort of like skips into it.
Nice.
It's pretty
like
stylish.
actually like more like sort of bowling almost, like.
Yeah, it's not quite like a cricket bowl, but yeah, it's a bit sort of like a pitch.
It's less like military style.
Yeah.
More like I'm just throwing a ball, except it happens to be an explosive.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I've seen my first bit of nudity in the game. Well, it's pixelated out nudity, but nudity nonetheless. The character was naked at the time, and there's a lot of like, hey man, you can totally like borrow a coat or something. It's like, I am fine. It's like, alright. That goes on for a little bit. It's like, there are some friggin' hilarious bits, but they're kind of, sometimes the mission pacing isn't that great, as far as I can tell. Like, there are sections where it's, like, one of the biggest gags of one of the missions that I've had so far, which I could spoil for you at your leisure, but I'll avoid for now. Is just say if you want me to. It's like, it's pretty goddamn funny, but it lasted like 10 seconds. So, and it's like, damn, like, that's kind of annoying. It's like this big chase sequence, and it's
only 10 seconds.
And it wasn't really a big chase sequence. It sort of ended pretty quickly. In fact, the news broadcast that came on the radio after the event was longer than the actual event itself. But it's still pretty funny. Okay. And I've now got the gangster with the voice. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, so brilliant.
So he's pretty funny. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck are they carrying? He like sings everything. It's great.
Sweet. You have a new high score.
That's another reference my one's going to get.
Yeah. True.
Couldn't I have changed first? These clothes are kind of restricting. As he's wearing a gimp outfit.
Awesome.
That game's still pretty funny. But as I say, it's calmed down quite a lot since the opening. So it has the odd moment of insanity, but it hasn't quite lived up to the start of the game's madness yet.
No.
But
oh well, okay. I'm sure there'll be plenty of crazy missions to come.
It's still damn good fun. Having a laugh customizing some a cement mixer so it has purple neons coming out the bottom, and
Sweet.
For no reason at all.
Sweet.
It's just like I've nicked a cement mixer. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to paint this shit purple and cover it in
Trick it out.
Basically, that in like the Saints Row universe, painting it purple is what they all do. That's their gang colour, so that's just what they do to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like when you do the attack chopper missions, it's just shiny purple attack chopper.
We're going to take over this house station and use it as our base. Paint it purple.
Yeah. So you take over a crib at one point, and they do sort of like saying, we're going to have to do something about this pink. And this ridiculously large Russian guy just goes, perhaps something more manly, like purple.
Logical. Oh, I think the giant thing is about to die. We might get him this time.
Looks like it.
Oh yeah, he's not got much health left.
You can see above his health bar the million of different status effects we've got on him, because everyone's just fucking hitting him. And someone yelled, finish it. Finish him!
Finish him!
Did someone... do are those status effect icons a bit more obvious to tell what the hell they mean?
Not really, because most of the time the actual icon part is covered up by a number, which tells you how, like... I'm not sure whether it always tells you how long it is or how much of an effect it is, because you can stack effects where it's like some of them stack in length and some of them stack in strength, I guess.
So is that a gold or a bronze medal you got for that?
That was gold.
Hey.
I'm not surprised because I stood there forever. What shitty loot did I get? Probably nothing I could actually use. Can't use that. 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 I got a copper doubloon, which is an okay upgrade. It gives you plus 1% magic find.
Woo!
Good old magic find. Everyone's favourite's that.
What does it do?
It's like magic find is basically what is stupid fantasy, or like it's I'm not sure where it originated. It's probably Diablo, but it's like it means you have a higher percentage chance of finding rare items like blues and greens or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
like, is it not
magic
like finding,
find?
I suppose, yeah. I thought magic find you were finding magic.
No,
or like mana. No,
yeah, no, not
it's
necessarily mana,
magical
but like
object.
skills and stuff. But I suppose you don't really have that system in this, do you? You don't really find skills.
So yeah, magic find, most important. And there's the giant boss chest.
Yeah, that's a pretty big chest. It's kind of glistening.
Magic.
Well, I'm glad that turned up in time.
Yeah, so we got to see one of those on the stream. Is that people? Wait, is someone on the thing saying "dang right"? I can't really read the text.
Well, some guy said shitload of fun.
Oh, during fight. Oh, that's what it says, not "dang right."
I had below 10 FPS during fight.
You're damn right.
Damn. So yeah. Anyway.
Can you dig it? Yeah, I'm not sure what much else I can say for that for now. I'm leaving. I still haven't done the max face min face test because I can't. Well, no, I want you guys to be there when I do it.
Okay.
It's probably super ridiculous.
Yeah.
Considering the rest of the game.
Oh, well, maybe if we set up a live stream for that when we get around to doing that, like, you join us for the Saints Row 3 max face min face day. Like, just post those as screenshots up to the blog or whatever.
Yes, we could do.
So we'll do that at some point. Should be kind of full. Oh my word! I've just been delivered cake.
That was dramatic. Oh my word!
Oh man! Right? Let's play guess the cake. What cake have I been delivered?
What, are we going to be able to tell from sound or something? Is that what you're intending?
No, I'm just going to nibble it right in front of the mic, and it's like, what does this sound taste like? Synesthesia.
Is it a sponge cake?
It has sponge elements.
Is it a chocolate cake?
It is not a chocolate cake.
Is it angel cake?
It's coloured, but it's not angel cake.
Battenberg.
It's a Battenberg.
It's a Battenberg.
That was pretty great.
There's not that many cakes to choose from, really.
What do you mean? There's tons of cakes.
It depends. Not cakes that you'd eat. Let's say that.
Well, that bit's probably true, yeah. So what else have we been playing? I'm trying to think, actually, now. What else have I actually played? I'm not sure there is much else. Or did I say I finished Bastion last week?
Yeah. I think we covered that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think you said you were right at the end. I don't think
you're right. I was right at the end last time, but I've finished it since then. And, it finishes... It's a pretty cool game.
Yep, it's a pretty cool game. I would agree with that.
It's already much... It's like the combat is kind of like... I think I've mentioned a few times before. It's like it starts... I wondered when I first started playing just where it would go with that, and it sort of doesn't really go anywhere, but you end up not really caring. It's like you start discovering how to do it well, and it becomes kind of moreish. Yeah, it's like immediately after finishing it, I went in to start a new game plus. I haven't been back to it since then, but it was just like I just want to see how this. I just want to do more right now. I want to sort of fighting high. It's like the ending is kind of weird in ways because it's like I did half of the same route that you did, Dan, and like spoiler alert, I picked up Zolf. And did that weird sequence where there's a load of dudes shooting at you, and then after a while the Euro just kind of stop, don't they? Like there's like this bit of animation in the background where their guys like beat up a few of the guys that are trying to shoot you as you're trying to rescue one of their own, I suppose. So they're like, don't worry about it too much. And it's that's kind of weird because you move so goddamn slow through that sequence and can't really do very much. And the battering ram is a kind of a weird weapon at the end as well.
Yeah, that did seem weird.
To go from having all this crazy stuff to being forced to use that thing. Yeah, that's kind of strange. But yeah, generally, really, really, really good. Like, understand why it was, like, did quite well for itself at the time.
So what's next on your list after... Well, I guess you've got Saints Row.
Well, yeah, I'm still going through Saints Row. I haven't really got a small game that I'm playing at the moment in my usual... But I normally sort of juggle one big game. One
pinball. Game.
Yeah, pinball seems to be my go-to for, like, a quick fix on the Xbox. It's, I don't know, I was thinking maybe it might be worth starting to play that copy of Sonic CD that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hardcore.
Yeah. So go back to that. I'm not sure there's much else in my Steam list that I really want to tackle at the moment. Hey, let's have a look. I've made live game decisioning.
What should I play?
Decisioning is a word.
Well, arguably.
Doopa-doopa-doo. I don't really know. I could like finish one of the many racing games I've been like got a few hours in. Like I haven't finished Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I haven't finished Flat Out Ultimate Carnage.
Yeah.
So I might go back and play. I haven't technically finished Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing. Oh, news! They've been releasing more screenshots for the transformed Sonic and Sega Racing.
Oh yeah,
it still looks good.
It looks good. Yeah. Do you hear about this kart racing game they're making with Cody's are making with the Formula 1 license?
Yeah, I did actually. That's kind of
I
weird.
saw a picture of that. I think
kind of looks cool. In a weird way.
I really wonder what that is. Presumably that's the Codemasters arcade team, like the ones that maybe made like Dirt Showdown and stuff like that.
I don't know.
The serious teams on Grid 2 maybe, and the comedy teams on...
Well, they must be quite big, right? Because they're making the proper Formula 1 games. Like, I really want to get back to that one that I bought, because I really enjoyed playing that for the short time that I did. I just drove around in Monaco for like hours. It was freaking great.
I was about to say, which version of that do you have? Is it the 2012 edition? Or the 2011 edition?
Probably 2011. I don't know. It depends when it came out.
Did they do a 2012 edition? I can't remember.
Yeah. There's a new one coming out, or just came out, or something. So it must be the one previous to that, obviously.
Do they do is it like football where it's 12, 13? It covers 2 year over the year boundary. It is for racing, is it? Because they don't do it in the winter.
No, they don't. No, I think it's just per season, per year. But yeah, they're obviously incremental differences. It's not going to be like a massive update, but so still worth playing.
2011 was the last one they did.
Right, yeah, that must be the one I have. But I think they're getting ready to release 2012. It sounded like it. I think I saw some stuff about it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So is it based on the roster from 2011 then, and the lineup, and then they so they're doing it backwards to football, where they do it sort of like a year behind.
Where
it's like this is what happened. So now we'll make a game of what happened, as opposed to
I don't know. I think they probably try and do it up to date. Well, as much as they can. I'm not sure though. So I wouldn't know because I don't follow it closely enough to know the differences in the teams and the cars in the race, the drivers.
Well, yeah, you're right in the sense it came out about this time last year, 2011.
Yeah.
So, and it is based on a 2011 thingy, according to the Steam store. So you're probably right. They probably do it backwards, which is probably a better way of doing it, I guess, because they kind of know what's coming a bit more. If they do it after the fact, rather than the football season, which is kind of a bit weird, and their rosters are probably out of date by the time they go live or something.
They release the game,
yeah. So it's like this probably makes a bit more sense to do it this way around. It doesn't really matter, I guess.
It's kind of weird because they changed the mechanics depending on the actual mechanics in the kind of. Do you see, like, if they suddenly outlawed curse in the real thing, they'd probably have to remove their boost mechanic from the game, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, they've had all kinds of crazy rules this year. Like, there's been like that cross between Curse and the I forget what it's called. The the minimal drag thing, where like on the straights, there's a certain bit of track where you can choose to lower a flap on your wing that reduces drag.
That was in it too, 2011. Basically, it was like, because every time you braked, it would turn it back. It would give you it would turn it off. So basically, you always deployed it to go faster on like every straight that wasn't like curved to the point where you needed the grip.
Oh, right.
And then as soon as you got to a corner, you just brake normally, and then you get the grip back because it would just come back on.
Well, from what I've seen of the season this year, there's only certain points on the track where you're allowed to do that.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's right as well. Yeah, there's restrictions on the area or something.
Yeah, I forget which race it was that I watched last. I haven't been following it too closely this year, but the one I was watching, there was one straight on the entire track where you're allowed to use it. Everywhere else was you can't use it, but just this one bit where it's like, right, boost like crazy.
Because it's like, if it's tempting to use it on a fast corner, but you just go straight off because you lose all your grip. But it's cool. I still think like modern Formula 1 cars look really weird because the rules saying that it's the wing at the back being so square and tiny. It looks really strange.
Rather than as wide as the wheels.
Yeah, it looks really weird. Anyway, it's like a sort of box now instead of a wing. That's just stuck on the back of the car.
My box of grip.
Looks really strange.
My grip box.
Grip box. So yeah.
That's pretty much what we're playing. Before we went on air, I played a brief bit of Metal Slug just to pass some time.
Passing the dart.
That game, I'm always pleasantly surprised when I play that about how well animated that was.
Yeah. It is one of those classically super awesomely animated pixel games.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It doesn't play too bad either. It's kind of difficult, but it's an arcade game, so There's a bear!
What?
To the right of your thingy, there's a bear.
Yeah, there's a bear.
There's
been a bear wandering around right next to him for the past 10 minutes or something.
It's a bear called Simon.
That's coming out of that guy's ass.
It's just this ranger's pet.
It's like standing through him though, so there's like a head of a bear coming out of his bum.
It does seem to be grinning quite a lot as well.
It's a very, very happy bear. Yeah.
Simon the bear.
That's awesome.
Did the pets dance when you dance? If you're a ranger,
I don't know if they do.
That would be awesome.
Kind of awesome.
Dance.
Especially considering how many different pets there are. They all had different dances.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. There's a bear's head mounted on the wall there. Oh no.
No, that was part of the health bar.
Oh, was
there probably is a bear's head mounted on the wall somewhere around here. Probably on the other side of where the level working is.
Is that when you train your pet, you just sort of say that could be you one day?
Why have you got that mask thing on then in this? Is this because you can't breathe or something, is it?
No, that's my head armour. For the engineer class, you get masks.
She's just making himself look like Mylena from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I am kind of pink. Not pink enough though. Well, there isn't any bear heads up here. There's a skin. That's probably a bear.
That's probably a bear. It's close enough.
Well, their skins go all the way up to the ceiling.
It's a leather working station.
How are you going to work the leather up there?
Well, presumably they come down when you need to work those.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't work my levers.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Nice name, this guy. Ow! I'm not even sure how you pronounce that letter. The A-E combined.
Oh, yeah,
symbol.
that thing. Oh,
Oh,
look at that bear go.
Hebo! And his bear, I didn't see what the name of the bear was.
Jim.
Let's see if I can chase him. Maybe I can see.
There's a dog. There's another
He's
dog.
gone.
There's a guy fading into existence.
Tiger. A juvenile jungle stalker, that hasn't been renamed. A dog called Woof. Wow.
Original. Oh, genius.
They could have called it Drug. You know.
Drug rush.
Woof the dog.
So having a shit.
Anyway.
So,
Talk very briefly about the other thing that I've been playing. Other things, in fact.
okay,
Yeah.
I think we're almost out of time, technically, according to
Yeah,
what
pretty
time
much. It's
limit.
2 hours 15.
We're not really limited, but yeah, you can be.
No. But yeah, this was the dumb thing that happened last week, was I completely forgot about the thing that I was meant to talk about, because right near the start, when we were talking about Games for Windows Live not being that shit, I was like, oh, wait until later.
No,
And then I
yeah.
proceeded to completely forget about that, and the actual game that I've been playing, which used Game for Windows Live, which was Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. I played that, although, and then it had all kinds of problems, where basically it was, it's like, I installed it and ran it immediately, and it ran perfectly fine. And then the second time I tried to run it, Avast just freaked out and was like, Games for Windows Live is a virus, I must delete it and force you to restart your computer and do a full system scan. So that was a giant pain in the ass, and then I did like a 4-hour system virus scan. And then when I went back in, I just ran it again. It was like, no, it's fine. Somehow that has solved the problem. And so that was the case for Windows Live part of it. And then I actually played the game. And then I got to probably the second to last boss. And I was like, I need to have a break now. Saved and quit. And then it corrupted the save file saved. Then I had a Fez moment.
God damn it.
Such a bitch.
So yeah,
play the
that
whole
kinda
thing
sucked.
again.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone back to play the whole thing again. It's an okay game. I mean, it's just like you fly around and shoot things. It's not difficult really or anything.
Yeah.
There's some puzzles, but
So you just got that bomb pushing bit or something that the Bombcast did for.
the lantern.
Back, was it?
The lantern run is the bit that they always show, the multiplayer thing, where you have to drag the lantern down the corridor. That's actually really difficult, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. It's virtually fucking impossible, because you can't kill stuff fast enough to actually get the bonus items. But
So
yeah.
is that part of the single player then, or?
No, that's just like a bonus mode, a multiplayer. In the single player, you don't really do. Well, you do things like that. You move shit around with your little grabby arm, like keys for doors and that kind of thing, mechanisms. But yeah, it's just like it's like a kind of simplified Metroid-ish game, because it's not very. Most of the puzzles aren't complicated, and it's mostly just a straight shot. There's not that many like bits where you're like, oh, I can see that I need this ability, and I'm going to have to come back here later.
You don't really backtrack.
Yeah, there's only a few of those, and also if you just scan the thing that you can't open yet, it marks it on your map with the symbol of the item that you're going to need to use to open it in the future, so you can easily find them again. You don't have to like remember anything. So yeah, I played that. That was last month, I guess. No,
Yeah.
not quite.
Well, before the last cast, because you
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Yeah. And the rest of this week, before Guild Wars came out, I guess I've been playing more Final Fantasy Tactics Advance a bit, and Twilight Princess again.
Oh, Twilight Princess.
That's still a good game.
Yep.
It is a good game. It's the one Zelda I finished.
It might technically be the ones that I finished. Oh no, I guess I finished some of the like Game Boy type ones.
Did you not finish Wind
Yeah.
Waker?
No, I never did, because I got stuck on that fucking... When you were collecting all the bits of the Triforce, I couldn't
Yeah.
find out how to get on the ghost ship.
Oh, right, yeah.
And there's a bit of Triforce on there. And I was like, what do you have to do to this ghost ship to be able to stand on it? Because you can sail right through it, because it's like a ghost ship. It's like, do I have to like take a photo of it? Do I have to wait until the moon's a certain phase? Do I have to follow it around until it goes to a certain location? It's like, I couldn't work it out. It was just a big fat pain in the ass. And then
At
I
that
gave up.
point, did
It
you
was
not
like,
use a
"Fuck that."
guide?
I should have done, but I think at that point I moved on to something else or something.
You played a better game.
Not a better game. Different game.
But you can, I don't know, you can do better than Wind Waker.
Because I wanted to play Wind Waker again, but I don't have the disc, I have the box. And I was like, Rob, do you have the disc? And you don't know, so it's probably over there, I reckon.
Yeah, probably.
Because as far as we know, we don't own Wind Waker. None of us do.
Yeah.
And you don't, do you?
I think I've got it somewhere, though.
Well, you might even own
brother.
a different copy.
I think my brother's copy or something.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably likely. But because I've got the gold edition, the one which comes with the hard mode Ocarina of Time disc.
Right, yeah.
I've got the hard mode Ocarina of Time disc, but I don't have the Wind Waker disc.
I've got the Zelda Collection disc that has Majora's Mask on it, as well as Ocarina, both versions, and the demo of Wind Waker.
Going back to the start of the show, after 2.5 hours, then apparently they are actually going to remake Majora's Mask for the Wii U. With actual remake.
For the Wii U?
With graphics.
Oh, yes, yeah.
What the hell?
Kind of like how they did the Ocarina update for 3DS.
Well, apart from better, it's not. There's going to be a lot more polygons, not just some more polygons.
Man, that's crazy. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I saw a preview video. Well, not a preview, a teaser trailer where it's like, oh look, it's Deku Link, and he walks up and there's the last salesman, and it does that bit in the windmill, and then it zooms out and it's like, oh look, the windmill's all fancy now. It actually has grass and shit.
Oh, whoa! I'm looking this up. What the hell, Majora's Mask? I didn't hear this.
But it's Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask is okay. Hopefully, when they update the graphics, they might maybe adjust some of the systems slightly. Because it was a bit difficult in places. Or maybe they'll just make a hard mode.
Dingo, dingo.
Yeah, exactly. Dramatic moon.
Dingo, dingo.
So yeah, that was
interesting. Okay.
And yeah, so I wanted to play Wind Waker, and I couldn't, so I played Twilight Princess.
Yeah. Which is a good game.
That's my personal fave of the lot. Although none of us have played Skyward Sword, I guess.
No, we still never did.
Because Dan doesn't know Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm attracted by Skyward Sword.
It involves connecting my Wii.
I don't like the idea of
getting the Wii Motion Plus.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Didn't sound like there was much of an overworld in that game, apart from the sky, which looked really boring. I quite like overworlds in Zelda.
The Great Sea, and that was the best.
Yeah, that was the best.
Even though you wouldn't have thought it would be, right? It sounds like it's mostly just water. But somehow that proved to be quite awesome.
What, you mean?
Yeah, well, it'd be better than the frickin' sky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never been that fussed about the overworld stuff. They always like that look. They were kind of cool in concept, but always a little too annoyingly big.
Well, the Wind Waker one is annoyingly big, I would say.
The Twilight Princess one is pretty big. With quite a lot of nothing and a lot of it.
Well, I mean, you can once you
yeah.
get all the portals and shit, and you can just teleport around. It's not quite so much.
Yeah, well, then it becomes okay, and it's like, but then it's like, well, then what's the point in the overworld? Then if I can just teleport them out,
the space things apart when you're doing take the hot spring water to this dude in a certain time limit mission, and you have to ride your horse really fast.
Yeah,
classics.
Just a random extra. It's probably fine. I probably don't mind it at all. The lack of overworld, that's probably fine by me. But at least, Wind Waker's just sort of wound me up a bit, because it's just like, I didn't even get to that part of the game. I never got past the start of the game. There's another bear. Look at him go.
It's called Smash.
Smash.
People are fucking great at these bloody names.
Right, should we wrap up the cast?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's been quite a while.
It's pretty much dinner time.
Cool. Thanks for joining us for this crazy live streaming experiment thing.
Yeah, and if you've been listening to this without seeing the video, you're going to probably be very annoyed and confused.
But if you want to see the video...
we've been better than I thought we would, to be honest, with not making it super ridiculous. There were a few moments where it's like, look at that! but we weren't that bad.
You can check out a replay, I guess, on livestream.com/happysalad.
Is that a bear called Smeagol?
So check that out.
I can't even pronounce that bear's name.
Those bears are hella fast.
Single May. Single May.
Alright, I shall.
Yeah,
indeed.
Exactly.
I shall Single May. Dance!
Dance!
Oh yeah, the outro dance. Wait, I'm going to go find somewhere to stand.
You've not got time for that.
Oh, yeah. I guess there isn't even anywhere I can climb up over here. Maybe I can climb this tent. Oh no, totally could not play this then. Okay,
You
I'll
have to
stand on
dance
top
in
of
the
this little
street.
thing.
Dance in the street.
And what does I pirouette casually off the edge of this thing again?
Stand on the platform.
That was great.
Yeah, what a dance. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Sweet. Yes.
The up, down, pop it off a wall dance.
I will,
Oh, that was precise. Okay, yeah.
we'll catch you next time on the Saladcast. Bye.
Oh, wait.
Bye.
Bye. I've just got wind.